this one of those rich guy poker streams? Nah, this is Lucky Lady Casino Live. Welcome to Tuesday PLO. My name is Hana Scorsese. I'll be your director tonight, or today I should say. For the next 4+ hours, I'll be cutting from camera to camera, trying to capture all the madness and degeneracy going on inside the Gold Room. Right here at the hottest spot to play poker in LA, Larry Flynt's Lucky Lady Casino. We are live, which means no delay, and we've got your chat on huge TVs in the Gold Room. So interact with the players, and for the love of God, please keep the chat chill. I will also be conducting interviews right here in the world-famous Idiot booth. And on that note, let's see what's going on with the one and only, the dynamic duo, your commentator for this afternoon, Adam Johnson and Suited Superman.
Hey, what's up? It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. In for a treat. Suited, tell us a little bit about what we got going on today as far as the game, the blinds, and so forth.
Hey guys, how's it going? Today's a little bit on a different day than usual. Sunday was Mother's Day, so we kind of dedicate our time to our mothers, and then now so we do a makeup show for Sunday, and everyone's excited. It's been a while since we have the game, more than a week, so they're itching to gamble, and we have a full action lineup for you today with more to come. Nick Airball and Ishan will be coming at 9:30 after the Hustler stream, so they'll be joining us later on tonight. But for now, let's get to the lineup.
Who is in seat 1?
Seat 1 is Tomer from Hustler Stream as well. He plays a lot of stream games, super action. Friend with Adi. He introduced me last time, and we played a couple games, and he loves it. So he's like, I want to play the next couple streams. So here he is making his debut. Yeah. So seat 2 is Loy.
Yeah, Loy is one of my favorite players in Los Angeles, one of the better gamblers that I've ever come across. He is a true gem. It's going to be a real treat to see him work here today, but he's a master of the 4-card part in Omaha. He also plays mixed games as well, but he is a Swiss Army knife of action as Loy. He's quite the player, and he's a lot of fun to have in the games as well, so he's a much welcomed addition to the lineup here today, no doubt about it. Really looking forward to seeing Loy play.
Awesome. It sounds like it's going to be an incredible show, because I had the pleasure to meet seat 1, Tober. Is that how you say his name?
Tomer, yeah.
Tomer.
Yeah.
And he came in like he is ready to splash around. Yeah.
For sure.
So, all right. Who is in seat 3?
Seat 3 is his buddy Mikey. So I played with Mikey one time. He's a solid player. Fun to have the table, do a lot of talking. A lot of smack talking, so yeah, we'll have some fun between these guys. Yeah,
Mikey's a lot of. He's a big character for sure. I definitely used to play with him at some of the neighboring casinos here in Los Angeles 5-10 years ago at the pretty big PLO games, like 25-50 or so, maybe like 5-10 years ago. So it's nice to see he's still in action and still up to his usual tricks. Always a lot of talking and smack talking, like Suited said. So he should be a fun wrinkle in the lineup as well. And then right next to him in seat 4 is Nate. That's one of my favorite players. That's my dude right there with the miracle hat on, always wearing the fresh streetwear. So him and Drew right next to each other. That's like central casting for like the Supreme billboard or something, I think. So looking forward to seeing Nate play. He's a lot of fun. He's tons of action, and he's just an all-around good dude. So happy to see Nate in the mix.
All right. No introduction. Uncle Drew,
my favorite. He is my favorite. Him and Big Daddy Ed, which I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, I think Drew hasn't missed a show yet, and he's just always on the pendulum. He's swinging so hard every session. He just dig himself a huge hole and somehow just came out on top. So we'll see if we can.
We should name him Tarzan.
Yeah.
Uncle Drew is the king of the dig out.
Yeah.
Last time we were in the booth, she was getting so uncomfortable because he was just losing. And she was kind of confused looking at me. And I'm like, I'm not worried about it because I've seen him do this like so many times, like rise from the ashes. Like this guy's the king of the dig out. He always gets out of the hole. And sure enough, he went from like 70K stuck to 80K winner or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
It was insane. He actually dug himself out of the hole. I never thought it was going to happen. I felt so bad because every time I would turn around, I would be like, oh my God, he's all in again, and he lost again and again. And I was like, this is going to end up bad for him. But
every single hand.
Yeah, he plays every single hand, and he got unstuck and won, right?
He's the yo-yo roller coaster master. That's Uncle Drew for you. That's no doubt about it. Always rocking the white tee, the gold chain. He's in his costume today. So
Yeah.
he was here early. He's like the most action, crazy player, but he was the first person here. He ate his meal food in the bar. Like he's ready to go today. I think he might have got here like an hour early, so he's ready to fire off. No doubt about it.
He's awesome. And in seat next to him, we have you, the one and only.
That's me in that empty seat right there. So yeah, today I'll be sitting until Airball get there. So hopefully I don't get too stuck.
And he's not an empty seat. Don't listen to him. Suited is a lot of fun. He's big action. He has a full-time career outside of poker. I don't know how he does it. The guy has 30-hour days. Hardest worker in poker, no doubt about it. And looking forward to seeing him play as always. And, of course, he has his game at Hustler down the street as well. The game's about to start up, 10-20, 10-20, 40. So that game is always going as well. So there's tons of Omaha action here in this little corridor here in West Los Angeles here. So in Gardena, California, about 20 minutes from downtown. So definitely a lot of fun to be here. And it's going to be an amazing game. I think, do we have all the players or is there a few more? Oh, we have a few more. We have MB, I guess Maddie.
But, the Hustler mentioned every day. It's at 4 p.m. It's a PLO 10-10-20, right? Yes. And then you also have, that's 1,000 to 5,000 buy-in. And you also have a PLO 10-20-40, which is 2,000 to 10,000 buy-in. Yes. So that is just down the street if you guys are interested.
And your game here as well for those that like the double board, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about my game. I want, my game, it's every Thursday, Friday, Saturday here at 7 p.m. for me, guys.
Yeah, that's a great double board game. I think it's like $100 buy-in. So for a lot of people watching, I'm sure you play those stakes and a variety of stakes. But yeah, there's pretty much stakes for everyone here in Los Angeles here at the Hustler and Lucky Lady, whether it's the 300 to 1K game at Hustler or Hana's game here. There's stakes for everybody. So.
That's right. So hit up Suited on IG, right?
Yeah, Suited Superman.
And also on X,
Twitter.
right?
Yeah.
So if you guys want to get a seat and lock up any, specific seats that you like, you will do that for them.
We'd love to have you guys come down and play some Pot Limit Omaha with us. All right, in seat 7, we have MB. He's also a fighter. He's, just in there every pot, fighting for pot. And the guy loved the game and super nice guy. We love to have MB at the table all the time.
It looks like he just picked up a pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a nice and hefty. That's a nice hefty pot.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. Who's in seat 8? He's like incognito. Is that a Unabomber?
Seat 8 is Leo. Leo has been playing with us very frequently this past couple months. He's loved the prop bets, loved the straddle. He loved to play a lot of hands and very very fun guy to have at the table.
And speaking of hands, he can throw some. He doesn't talk about this much, but I've been playing with him for probably 3 or 4 years, and he was actually like some degree of a professional MMA fighter or boxer.
Nice.
Which he doesn't ever talk about, but just from knowing him fairly well, I've known that over the years. So he's got an interesting background and not somebody you want to talk smack too hard at the table. He's a tough customer on and off the felt, no doubt about it. But he's an awesome guy. He's a sweetheart. He's a lot of fun, a lot of action, and one of the definitely valued regulars in our game, no doubt about it.
Awesome. Well, I cannot wait. It's going to be an exciting show for all of them. Yeah. I wish you all the best, Suited Superman.
Thank
we
you.
love you. We always cheer for you. And let's take everyone to the Gold Room and good luck.
All right. Thanks for guys' help. And
good luck, Suda. Yeah. And they were playing, I believe, 10, 20, 40, 80 or 20, 40, 80. I think they were 20, 40, 80, and obviously going to be probably straddles beyond that perhaps as the day unfolds. But it's going to be a lot of fun action here. 4-card, 20, 40, 80 at the men here. So that's going to be at the least what it'll be is 20, 40, 80. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I forgot to ask Suited. I can't remember if they're doing like a 10K cap buy-in or what the buy-ins are, but
the knit's in.
We shall see that as the time unfolds. Looks like everybody bought in for around 10K. I don't see any crazy stacks. I think I heard some mention of it maybe being a 10K cap buy-in and then with the rebuys, obviously. So chips will be flying, no doubt about it. And if you're new to the stream, this is a non-RFID stream, which is actually good in some ways. I think a lot of people want to gamble big but don't want to show their cards, so that kind of allows some people to kind of play and have some degree of privacy at some point. But also, at the end of every hand, people that win the hand typically show their hands. So you will see most hands that won at Showdown.
5.
but there'll be a little privacy as well. So it's kind of a combo here at Lucky Lady. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hot.
Damn. Let me get a chance to look at my cards.
1620.
Looks like Nate going to pot it
shit.
here
Almost-
at 1600, getting after
Almost
it.
had it.
1920.
Nate rocking his club attire. He's got the classy button up,
Had
sleeves
queen,
rolled and
king,
all that. Here we
seven,
go.
You guys supposed to show your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, just showdown. For showdown. For showdown.
Show your hand.
Looks like we got it all in here between Loy and Nate. Looks like Nate has the double suited aces. That's what you
He
dream
needs
for right
spades or
there.
king. That's it.
Loy
Let's
with
see
the
what
king,
happens.
single suited.
Ooh, a 3.
They say equities run close
Baby.
together in pot limit Omaha. This would be one of those examples where it doesn't quite run as close together. Obviously, when you have pocket aces, you want to be up against a lower pocket pair like pocket kings.
Whole pen there. Oh shit, it's not pairs.
I got a
Looks
flush.
like the aces are going to scoop here.
I didn't see that.
Lucky.
My hand, my hand.
Lucky.
But aces versus like 4 unpaired cards are going to be like a 60-40 favorite, a nice favorite, but nothing huge. But obviously, when you're up against a lesser pocket pair, obviously the advantage for aces goes up. But obviously, kings are going to be ahead of a lot of hands that aren't aces pre-flop as well. So, but hence the crux of the dilemma there when you're dealt kings in pot limit Omaha. You're ahead against any
10 band?
non-aces
Yeah.
hand,
Yeah.
but against aces,
I thought
you're
we were 2040, 80.
in rough shape.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
No, you're good, Bob.
Yeah.
Yo, money, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't know.
And I'm your commentator, Adam Johnson. I go by Comedic Gamble on social media. Got Hana Scorsese in the booth as well with me. She's got runs that awesome game here at the Hustler, the double board
Been back at Hustlers?
PLO game. But nice to have Hana
Yeah,
in the mix
I
today.
played,
We're going to see some fun action, aren't we, I think?
Was it
I
Sunday?
can't
Yeah.
wait.
Mother's Day?
Sunday?
This is my
Yep.
favorite
Mother's
night
Day.
to actually
And
direct because, first of all, I love
maybe
4-card
Friday or
games.
Saturday?
Did okay?
Same.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
nothing
we're
better
playing
than
something fun.
look at these guys. I
Yeah,
mean, these
right.
are like
Yeah,
that was
the
cool.
cream of the crop,
Yeah.
right? Like
Absolutely.
They say.
There's some hunks in here in the lineup.
Yeah.
We got Nate and freaking Tomer and everybody dressed to the nines tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
20 blinds.
Yesterday game was sick, Nick.
Was it? It's hard for me to play on Mondays. Mondays and Tuesdays are like my busiest
Showed
day.
up and just killed
Oh,
it.
did he?
Again, he did the kill.
Yeah.
Play a lot of puff games. Greg is like, you play any 4-card and he's crack all the aces.
Yeah, when he hits, he's on fire, you know? Yeah.
You busted. You already busted. Eric
9-5-4, a rainbow
Yeah.
flop here. Loy's going to
Eight.
Which Eric?
stab the button when check 2 here.
Yeah.
Tall or short?
Tall.
Oh, tall. Well, big. That one's big.
Yeah, they're both big.
One's tall. One's
What Eric?
Looks like it's somewhat of a
Asian
rare
Eric
heads-up
or-
pot here between
Yeah.
Tomer and Loy. A lot of times in Parliament
That's
Omaha, there's a raise and a bunch of callers and 3 or 4 or 5 ways to the flop. But
The buff one. And then
seeing
you
a little
got
poker
the-
being
I don't
played
know.
here between Loy and Tomer. Let's see if Loy shows or
He's not
adds to the
buff.
bar tab. He's going to show his
He is
hand here.
buff.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's just stock.
Kings again for Loy with an open and straight
Yeah,
draw
stocky.
wrapped around
Yeah,
that
yeah,
5-4 with
yeah.
a 3 deuce.
Yeah, you can tell. He goes
Pretty
to the
strong hand there for Loy with an overpair and open ender on a rainbow flop. Makes that straight draw even more important. When you have a wrap or straight draw on a flush draw board, obviously some of your outs are a bit diluted
It's
by
20 now.
it coming with the flush. So pretty strong hand there for Loy.
Craig went there and sniped everybody, huh?
This night, all the stars showed up.
2 tables, huh?
RS showed up.
They're mentioning some of our regulars in the Hustler game. They're talking about the game that ran last night.
You missing?
I guess Strip Club Craig showed up, and
Oh, Strip Club Craig.
Strip Club Craig
That
definitely
sounds
gets the
fun.
people going. Yeah. He
Yeah.
plays a lot of hands, and he's like, he always wins. It's insane. Like, everybody comes up there to want to play him, but then they always kind of he gets the last laugh because he runs pretty hot.
Now, does he bring any eye candy?
I
with
haven't
him?
seen any eye candy. He
Oh,
usually brings
come
like one
on.
muscle for hire guy with them, and then that's about it.
Oh,
But,
you can't name yourself Strip Club Craig and not bring an arm
Right?
candy.
Yeah.
Come on
I guess
now.
he wants to get away from it all, so he goes to the casino to get away from that life a little bit. But he's a lot of fun. He's a great dude. Comes by once or twice a month.
Nick won. He was dead yesterday.
Yep.
He never loses. He has the past like 4 months.
Yep, as Suited saying, he hasn't lost in like 4 months. It's hilarious. The guy's just
Yeah, he plays
unconscious.
like once every 3 weeks or once a month.
How much in there?
39.
But when he do, I think when he start like when you win, he come back more. But then when he take a big hit, he stop for a while. That's how he plays.
I don't think that's it.
Very detailed scouting report from Drew Loy. Differs on
Once or twice.
why Craig comes or doesn't come, but
Twice, good.
Okay.
looks like we're going to have it all in here between suited
Wrap.
Wow.
Mega wrap.
kings again here.
7 to
Big
king.
wrap,
Yeah, fuck.
kings with a gut shot to the queen. Backdoor clubs as well. 10 of clubs pinched off on that turn, but 7 on the end makes suited the straight.
Bigger straight. King 9, bigger straight.
King 9 with the higher straight there. Looks like it's going to be a chop chop.
Oh my god.
What were you worried about when the ace came?
Yeah, you know his spirit was
Pretty
really
fair
small,
fight there,
right?
actually, wise.
Unless he had the
Nobody's
queen.
massively
and
ahead there.
He would have been. Boom, boom.
One time I died.
Yeah, he definitely did. He said, "You care?"
I'm gonna go ahead and put this on wide for 1 second and pull up the chat for us. So
Why
we can
not?
Give a
Yeah,
little
just
shout
figured I'd
out
ask
to all
about
the
that.
chat, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Strip Club Craig is trying, but he's not Hugh Hefner.
Till he gets some bunnies.
I'm sure he's got plenty of bunnies.
Everybody probably knows Craig. Craig's a cool guy. Mr. Popular.
More popular than
Here
you.
we're playing
Yeah,
10,
way more.
20, 40, or I'm sorry, 20, 40,
Oh, you
80
gotta be
Parliament Omaha.
I mean, that's not.
Oh, at Hustler?
Obviously, as it goes with most Parliament Omaha games, the
They love me,
blinds
huh,
and stuff are
freshman?
often negotiable. It always plays bigger than what it looks like, and
No freshman.
there's often going to be additional straddles added. So, got to be very flexible when you're playing Parliament Omaha. If you're kind of one of these rigid people that I got to play this blind and I don't, it's not gonna go great. you're gonna need to be a little pliable with what the stakes are, and even more so in Parliament Omaha than other games from what I've experienced. And this game is that on steroids. I think there was a $2,500 straddle the last time this game was.
Oh,
It was like
wow, that's
163,
amazing.
26. I mean, it was like
Something like
I think it went all the way around the
hour
table. It was incredible. I think that was when Big Daddy Ed was in the mix.
Oh, Big Daddy Ed is a legend. He's my one of the 2 favorites.
Yeah,
my
he's-
Uncle Ed, Uncle Drew,
Uncle Drew's
and
great.
Big Daddy Ed.
Yeah, there's some stars here, and we're definitely going to develop even more stars as the stream continues to gain in popularity. It's we're cooking over here at the Lucky Lady. There's a lot of fun stuff going on over here, no doubt. Shout out to DGAF for spearheading this effort over here. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool to have different games spread and different stakes, and rising tide lifts all boats. And
I thought it was always
happy to be on the ship over here. It's a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun here at Lucky Lady today.
All right.
Fiery 4-card action.
Well, here's the chat. I'll let you be the
No.
I mean, Sunday.
and let
Yeah.
shout out on the chat
Absolutely.
whenever.
I don't know what it is, but
we
Ponderosa. I just love that name. Ponderosa is always in the chat.
Straddle was always on.
Ponderosa was like a all-you-can-eat buffet in the Midwest. I don't know if it was in the California area or not, but it was a bit of a blue-collar, like a Sizzler kind of spot.
Yeah,
back
he's one of our
years.
staples chatters, and so is Poker Shark. And
Oh, yeah,
so
Poker
is
Shark, yeah.
Bot Zerker,
Bot Zerker.
CK, of course, Armand, Guts, hello.
All the legends are in the chat.
Everyone's in the chat. Welcome, guys.
And for good reason. We got an amazing game of Parliament Omaha here. Looks like we got a $1,600 bet here from MB, also known as Matthew. Gets Leo out of the way. Back to Tomer now in the 1 seat.
I think I need you to recommend me to a coach, bro.
He's going to call for 1,600 here on this King 7-6-5 board. Definitely people repping some straights here. Got to figure 8-9s in the mix. Turn backdoor clubs as well. Of course, it's always interesting at Parliament Omaha. A lot of money gets in, and then the board changes completely on that final card. Board does pair now.
Like, go deep tournaments, you gotta do homework on
So
your
definitely not a good card for the person that led that straightening turn. And B's going to check over to Tomer, who flatted the turn bet for 1,600.
In his room, and he
Yeah.
was up all night studying, bro.
Tomer with the range advantage, as the nerds would say.
He just was,
Okay, to get aces.
So he just got.
Now, what does
everybody
that
was like, oh,
mean
you got
exactly?
aces.
So
But then there's-
basically, since
there's other
MB
hands
led
you
that
make that you
straightening
did
turn,
too,
he's kind of
right?
repping a straight. So now when the board pairs on the end, his range is kind of at a disadvantage because on the turn he was saying, I got a big hand here when the straight was the best hand. But now that the board's paired, that kind of favors the person that called the bet on the turn.
Nice.
Because if Tomer had 8-9, he'd be inclined to raise with the nut straight. And if he had a set, he's going to be inclined just to call. So now that he just called and the
He
board
got the ace at
paired,
the right time. That's what it was.
Tomer's kind of in a favorable range advantage, so to speak.
You ran hot or what?
But he also could be bluffing.
He could also be bluffing. That's the
literally
beauty
just saw
of
the
Parliament
last
Omaha. He
hand
could
when
have turned
he
nut
won.
clubs,
Straight,
and now he's
right?
going
And
to
the straight.
fire off and represent, a set that has a full house. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great question.
Or like a 2-pair that turned
Yeah,
into a
right,
set
right,
or
right.
something.
For sure. You could have a counterfeited 2-pair, like say he had 7-6. He doesn't have much because it went, 5-5, but he has a lot of boat blockers.
Sure.
So you could
And
that'd
you
be
got
a
paid.
classic hand to kind of turn into a bluff. A hand like 7-6 with clubs,
Yeah, right.
I go from like
7-6, 10-9.
bottom to like second.
Well, he looks like he's going to get called here, and we're going to see what he's been up to.
Yeah, this is a really interesting hand here between MB and Tomer. I don't think MB and Tomer have played much with each other as well, so there shouldn't be much of a history dynamic here between these two. Tough spot for MB. Presumably led that turn with the straight on the King 7-6-5. Got flatted by Tomer in position, board paired.
I think they have vitamin water.
No, it's okay.
And now Tomer putting out a bet, putting the pressure back on MB here.
There you go.
Looks like he's going to find a call. Let's
He
see what
was
Tomer shows
bluffing,
here.
huh? Oh,
Tomer does
wow.
show
He
the
rivered
boat. He had 2-pair and nut clubs on the turn.
Damn, big
Oh,
turn, huh?
wow. What a hand.
What a big hand there for Tomer. Turn 2-pair with the nut clubs. 2-pair ran into a boat. Pretty fun hand there for Tomer. What a run out. Just had a measly pair of 7s on the flop, but what an amazing turn card. Gave him 2-pair and the nut club draw. And then he filled up on the end. What a sequence there for Tomer.
Shout out to you, Sahant Poker.
Who won that? Oh, right.
Santos in town.
Joe.
That was a pretty classic Parliament Omaha hand, actually. I'm glad that happened early on the stream. That's pretty kind of illustrative of how a Parliament Omaha hand can play out there.
500, 1,000 PLO. That's cool.
Now, what do you think
Where?
Good player.
the other guy had?
I think MB had a straight like 8-9. Yeah, for sure.
Don't give him credit. He gambled too much.
Who?
Hardly. If he won,
Or 8-4, I suppose. But yeah, definitely a straight.
But I mean,
No, I don't play. No, you're not playing.
he never won.
What's going on here? Oh, is it a button straddle or
That's
something?
all right. One pause like 3K, 35.
So say I don't have a really
Well, that's a
big
big ass
game,
You got mine like 100K.
Like we'll see here if Lloyd actually see what kind of chips people put in the middle here. It looks like Leo made
There's
it
no room for you to play around with.
700. I think there's maybe a
he plays bad 90.
160 straddle, looks like. And then
that's what
he
it
made
was.
it. Then he potted the 160 straddle.
Yeah, okay.
What's going on here? Oh,
So it looks like it's like 600-700 to go after it was 160 double. It was straddled to 160, then a $700 open.
What's the value?
what seat straddled?
It looked like it was like the small blind or something that straddled, which is kind of a weird
That's
spot to see
weird.
a
That's why I
straddle
was
from.
like
Yeah,
going to a different camera angle. I'm going, what's happening
Yeah,
here?
it was a little odd because it looks like MB's in the small blind or big blind, and he put out the 160. Leo's going to make it 1,200 here. He's going to throw out a 1K green that you'll see atop an 8 stack there. Of course, the whites are 100, the browns are $10 blind chips.
I bet you that 1% at least.
Yeah, that threw me off, that small blind straddle. 'cause
Yeah, it-
I was going to a different camera and go thinking it's the other person's turn, and I was like, what's happening here?
For sure. And of course, ace, king, deuce flop here, a couple hearts. Obviously, in a big re-raise pot, obviously, the pre-flop raiser would it'd be in a good spot to rep the ace high boards. You often will see that dynamic in pot limit Omaha. Looks like action is on Nate here.
I think every single head in the 50K.
Leo open pre-flop to like 700. Looks like he's betting this flop now. And it's in a good spot to rep this ace high board is Leo. MB got a call to 1,200. It was about 2,200 in pre-flop, so it looks like Leo bet about half pot here on this ace, king, deuce, couple heart flop. Very dynamic 10 of spades on the turn now, bringing in queen jack for Broadway. Also brings a double flush draw now with the 10 of spades emerging. 2 spades, 2 heart board now. It looks like Leo's going to jam when check 2.
1520.
Going to be about 1,500, which I think is about a third to a half pot given the previous action here. And MB is going to make the call here.
Straight and flush draw.
How do you guys have this hand?
Beautiful Broadway-oriented hand there. Flop top pair with a gutty and turned it. First, a flush draw. Bricks on the first one, bricks on the second one. The ace, queen, jack, 10 is going to take it down. Nice hand there for Leo. Raised the ace, queen, jack, 10. Got a couple callers and got that nice, tidy ace, king, high flop. Pinched off the nuts on the turn and held. How you living, Leo? Nice start.
Now, what did the other guy have? Just a naked flush draw?
Yeah, he just had a bare flush draw. Yep,
Interesting.
he called pre-flop with, I think it was 8-7-5-4, which doesn't look like a great hand, but actually in a race pot, those hands kind of play well because they're not sharing any cards with the big cards like aces and kings. So they have pretty decent equity versus like a high card oriented hand, a rundown kind of hand does. And he did flop a heart draw. Of course, he flopped small hearts, so can be a bit treacherous continuing with like a kind of a weak flush draw there. But Leo wasn't very deep stacked, and I think given the amount of money that was in pre-flop, MB just kind of called it off, hoping his hearts were good. And they were good, but did not come to fruition there for MB.
Now we got a straddle, it looks like, again, 160 from seat 2.
Yep, 160 is on, looks like. 2040, 80, 160 straddle. I think that'll be a pretty common theme here. I think it's going to be a lot of 160 to come in. Looks like Tomer's going to push the action here to about 600-700 here. Lloyd's going to defend his straddle. Or continue.
I decided to bet 5K, 5K on 2 king. Lost both.
Action back to Leo now. It's like 3 600s in front of him. He's going to complete the action. We're going to have about 2,500, 3K in the middle here.
I know it's
4 ways to the flop.
big wheel. Yeah.
Queen 6-4 with a couple clubs.
Bóng giờ luôn hả? Man, you just came straight from Cabo, bro.
He did.
MB checks. Leo checks. Action back to Tomer now.
2,000.
He's going to bet 2K. About a 2/3 pot bet here in this Queen 6-4 with a couple clubs.
Yeah.
Lloyd going to flat here.
Nicer than.
Action back to the blinds. MB and Leo.
One on the
MB with not much of a stack
Probably
left. He's decided if he wants to rip it in here and run it or duck out of the way. He's going to get out of the way back to Leo now. He's going to get out of the way as well. Fun battle brewing here between Tomer and Leo. Tomer led flop and Loy called. Pairing queen on the turn.
64.
Looks like Tomer going to pot into Loy here. Loy's going to get out of the way, presumably folding some kind of draw
Jesus. I've never seen in my life.
on that pairing card.
I need to hit the pan this one.
Tomer flopping cubes there with the wrap and nut club draw. Not a great
Crushes it.
turn card on the board pairs, but he's going to just continue to bet and did not run into a good made hand there for Lloyd to call him off with. So a nice hand there for Tomer. Massive, massive draw. Those are so fun to play Paulo in Omaha. You get a big wrap, nut flush draw to go with it.
What a brick. The betting came in clutch.
More than half the deck in it.
Been interesting to see if Lloyd would have bet when checked to there,
Yeah.
but we shall never know what Lloyd would have done had
You see it?
Tomer checked his draw there.
What's the blind? 20. 3.
Suited's going to open to 300 from the cutoff in his Tommy Bahama Air there with the vacation shirt. And B going to flat on the button.
Yep. Chips, soda. Soda water. Booze.
Lloyd going to defend his 80.
gotta order
Tosses
some
out
down.
3 white chips. Looks like we got a 3-way flop here, around 1,000 in the middle. 10-8-6, couple hearts.
You know what else gives you wings? Pizza.
Five countries.
Suited's going to bet 500. MB's going to jam his 1K-ish stack.
You got hard draw?
Suited calls off here. Looks like a massive draw there. Nut flush draw. Big straight draw to go with it as well. He's got a pair of 8s as well.
That's a big hand. Cuatro. Stop. And
Looks like we got a scoop here.
Jack, great, super.
Whose hands are these?
This is
Normally it would be a nice hand for the 5-7-7-8, but he was up against a bigger draw, which is not what we want to be up against in that spot. He would rather be up against like a set of sixes there, as opposed to the bigger draw that suited had. Up against the wrong hand there for MB, but he's going to reload here and give it another whirl.
Can't do it yet. Everything is good. Hi.
Where are you guys from?
the bill. The bill in the Dubai. You don't know that. I did. Shalom, I did.
5.
Suited going to make it a nickel here from late position. Fresh off that win versus MB. Draw versus draw. Suited with the net draw. Came in there twice for him.
1500.
MB, fresh off the reload, is going to 3-bet to 1500.
3000 behind.
Wow.
Looks like he bought in for 3K, looks like. So he's instantly getting in half his money here. As a player, I always feel weird whenever I don't have chips with me. Like making like into the spot here when you're like 3-betting to 15, you don't have your chips yet. I don't know, it just feels like I'm cursed when I'm in a spot like that. I always just try to bring it all, so I have to do that.
Sorry.
Looks like suited woke up with the aces here. Wow, a double suited ace-king hand.
That's a strong hand, right?
It would be stronger if it were ace-high and king-high suited.
Okay.
But, you know, all these hands are pretty strong because the blinds are so big with the straddles. You have like 10, 20, 30 big blinds.
So he has a straight on top, right?
Yeah, the 4-5 did catch it straight there on the flop. Flopped a joint there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they chop or?
I don't even.
It looks like 4-5 made it straight twice.
Twice.
So,
Wow.
yeah, super lucky there for MB.
Are we playing the flop?
Ace-king versus aces in pretty tough shape there pre-flop, but the poker gods came in there for MB. Nice to see.
Just like that, he doubled up.
Just like that. You know, he started with 3K. I think there was a 160 straddle, so, you know, you don't have many, you know, he has like 20, 30 big blinds to start the hand. So yeah, if he was ace-high and king-high suited, that'd be a really monster hand. Since he had ace-king of clubs and 4-5 of diamonds, it's not as strong, but it's still double suited with some connectivity. So definitely a worthwhile hand, but would definitely be a lot stronger if it was ace and king-high suited there. But
Call. Call.
20, 40, 80, 160 bid on here. I'm your commentator, Adam Johnson. I go by Comedic Gamble on social media. Got Hana Scorsese in the booth with me as well. It's been pretty hot and heavy action out the gate here so far. It's been a really fun first 30 minutes. Thanks for joining us. A lot of action on the felt and in the chat box as well. Shark Shenanigans mixing it up. In the chat, thank you for all the engagement. We appreciate it here. King, Queen, Deuce, couple hearts.
Check it out.
Looks like it's going to go check through here. Flushing 6 of hearts on the turn.
I still check too.
800. 6.
Suited's going to bet 600 when check to here.
Call 6.
Gets flatted.
Heads up.
Offsuit 9 on the river.
Check.
Flop went check, check. Suited bet the turn. Bet 600, got called, and here we are finding another bet here on the river. He's going to bet 1,800.
Yeah, don't go down there.
I'm good. I'm relaxed. I know, bro. It's early as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like this nap time, not drunk time.
And he gets a fold. Nice
Good bluff.
take there for Suited. Let's see what he shows here. The nut flush there on the turn. Huge hand there for suited. Obviously, if he just had one heart, the ace of hearts, that would be a pretty standard bet scenario for people as well. Betting the nut flush blocker, but he had a few hearts in his hand for the actual goods there. Nice hand there for suited.
Thank you.
I presume his opponent probably had like a set trying to fill up or two pair trying to fill up, especially given suited had 3 hearts in his hand.
I'm gonna do my sample.
Makes it a little more likely his opponent was having a 2 pair or set kind of hand there.
If everybody calls, he's raising.
No, everybody call it.
Oh shit.
Oh, every call you raise.
No, fold.
Fold, yeah.
I'm raising that.
Wait, what's
So
going
he
on?
put some money under the button. Looks like
got the
$300 or
sleeper raise?
$400.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. I see a 160 there
But
in
this
front of
guy
suited, and
in C2 has some chips under the
yeah,
button.
you're right. Lloyd does have looks like it's a $400 straddle. It looks like maybe 5. We shall see here.
Oh, 160.
Oh, he took it back?
Oh, he took it back. Maybe.
Oh, because they didn't fold. He said if they fold, it stays
Okay.
or something.
I was wondering if it was a no button straddle rule. I know with the Hustler game, they allow straddles, but the one thing they don't allow is no button straddle. So I'm not sure if he got rebuked because of that or what you mentioned, but yeah.
Oh, 5.
Okay. Yay.
No, I heard him say something if everybody folds, it
Okay,
stays or
I see.
something.
I see. Like a sleeper straddle,
I
I
have
think that's
no
called
idea.
maybe or something. But in any event, we got your standard like 5-way raised pot here for like 500 apiece. It looks like ace 10-9, couple spades. Pretty action dynamic flop here. This multi-way. Definitely think we'll see some bets being put in on this kind of board.
Airball's coming at 9:30, guys.
Who is it on?
Looks like a couple checks.
All in all.
And Uncle Drew gonna sling it in here.
Only 1920.
Just shy of 2K.
All in?
And B gonna move all in for about 5K stack as well.
All in, yeah.
It's coming, man.
Action back to Nate.
Yeah, I have 2 pair with a gut shot. No flush
I
draw.
know that.
Yep. Straight draw wrap.
Twice.
Should I
Twice
have
good.
Looks like they're gonna
I
rip
wish I
and
had
run it
spades,
twice
fuck.
here.
Spade.
Oh, you got a pair. Oh, you
Need,
got 2
pair
pair.
to board, pair to board, pair to board.
Bottom 2
Pair to
and a
board.
nut gut shot versus
That's him.
a low side wrap.
Oh, I have a
looks
bigger
like.
straight. Let's see.
You don't know your hand?
Uncle
don't know.
Drew
I think I
has
had a
a
gut shot,
king,
too.
queen.
Chop, chop.
I think so,
Yeah.
but not 100% on that.
Chop.
Looks like we got a chop here.
Jack 7.
Chop.
6-7 straight.
Jack 7. Let's go.
Jack 7.
Chop.
Jack 7 on the
Rain
bottom.
and the queen.
Chop. This chop. My hand.
Yep.
Here's we'll make a small profit there with the dead money.
That's why I opened my cards. That's the Dylan deal, right? See, I would have thought I never had a straight right there. Like
Yeah, no, I see it. I see it right away.
in the group the chat season. It'd be like, hey!
Good thing we
Chat's
know-
got your back, Uncle Drew. We know
That's
that.
right.
We know
Yeah, I
that.
get a refund though.
We have the
I
best
get a
player.
refund if they take my money. I get a refund, right?
Uncle Drew is the people's
If you
champ.
Find out before the next hand up.
One more. That one. This one.
It'd be a
That's
good
it.
battle
That's-
between him and Big Daddy Ed for
No,
the
only
biggest
next hand. Before the
people's
next hand
champ.
out, if
But
you don't realize
with Ed sitting this one
What?
out, I think
it's
Drew's
on, yeah. That's casino
definitely
rule.
got the most
That-
first
that's
place
two
votes
times.
for sure.
Is Adam
If you
here
don't-
commentating?
If you don't realize the hand
Adam.
Yeah, that's what I said.
between
Yeah.
us, yeah, it's like a gentleman thing. But if you are like at the public game casino, the next hand is dealt. That's
But this
when,
game is different.
yeah,
Belt or finish?
I mean, you see
Next hand belt or finish?
next hand dealt.
No,
Like
no,
when the
no.
next-
It's not here, bro.
But the next hand is dealt.
Not here.
Then you hand
The
the
blind-
last hand is
Yeah,
few.
but
the blind is wrong.
So that's why you have to like stop it.
If Loy says the blind is wrong, it is definitely wrong. Loy's every
Yeah.
poker table. He's like one of those guys that he's devil's in the details. He's always really good about knowing where the blind was, what the pot was. He's got some Rain Man like abilities with keeping tabs and all the
Sharks.
tiny details.
Hey, you're on
Sharks
time
is-
right there.
We always need
Shark
one of those.
shenanigans.
That's definitely true. I'm the exact opposite of that. I'm always cracking
Me
jokes,
too.
talking, fucking around.
Never paying attention
Yeah.
to what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, I'm like so social that I'm like way more engaged in the social stuff
Yeah.
and all the like the blocking and
There
tackling
you go. See?
aspects of
Spread
the
around
of a
now.
poker game. I'm pretty
Sure.
out to lunch on. I'd be a horrific dealer. Like
Oh
I'm
my
I'd be
God.
terrible. You'd think as much as I've played over the years, I would know all those kind of rules and things, but it's like amazing. Like, is it Small blind first.
right
This
now?
goes check, check. Who shows? Last aggressor
Pot?
out of position. Like, I don't. It's crazy how bad I am at that stuff.
Give me a good flop.
5 flat.
Looks like we got another multi-way raised pot here. I think it's 4 or 5 ways. 8, 7, 3, couple spades.
Check.
Don't do it like every second.
But they don't like it here?
23.
Looks like MB gonna pot to 2,300 here. He's been getting it after his reload. Looks like Tomer's gonna give it a call here. Or actually, looks like Tomer's jamming actually, as he piles in all those stacks of chips. Looks like we're gonna see about a 10, 15K pot here.
This is not
Yeah, we did.
Oh wow.
That's a
Flat.
Top 2 and a straight draw versus aces with the nut flush draw. Straight there for the 9-6 nut flush on that second run. We're gonna have a
Flat is great.
chop here. Pretty action flop there. Top 2 and a straight draw. Aces and nut flush draw.
Tober had the nut flush.
Yeah, those hands are definitely going to be getting it in there, no doubt.
Yeah, did you raise pre-flop, right?
We call. No, we do right.
I'm glad only one heart was on the board. 2 hearts. We're fucked. I'm fucked. You're not fucked.
Oh yeah, you wanted to do this too. Come on.
A lot of odds.
That's
That's some monster hands. Monster. Oh, so what are we doing for the? Yeah, we're just doing the.
What are you doing for collection?
There's no collection actually. They're doing the
We're doing
drop
the
here.
jackpot.
They're doing the drop here, like 9-1.
There's a drop here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna hit a jackpot. 30K.
It's actually cheaper. Yeah.
No, I was wondering.
Yeah,
I never
it's-
played a big game with a drop.
When we did outside, we did collection, but here it's like a drop. Yeah, you just tip the dealer on your own.
20, 40, 80 tons of 160s here so far. I'm your commentator, Adam Johnson. Got Hana Scorsese in the booth as well. It's been a lot of fun here. It's going to be an insane day of 4-card action. We're going to have Brown Balla and Nick Airball joining us
Yeah, he wanna
around
come in when
9,
it's
10
deep.
p.m. Sure, we'll have
Well,
some
he's
special
playing the
guests
stream
filtering
with us.
in throughout the day as well when
Airball.
when seats open.
He double dipping.
Can we request at the end?
Pretty great starting lineup though, that's for sure.
Idea, Mugasan, can you please come play with us?
Brown Bolo.
No, we need Adi. I did last time a video.
Looks like some people are calling for Adi to show up. That would be great. He's one of my favorite players. He was a regular in our PLO game, and now he's a big star at the HCL No Limit streams. But Addy's a lot of fun to have. Looks like I think him and Tomer are good buddies, it sounds like. So come on over, Addy. We need you, bud. Get on up here and get some 4-card action.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, they're on it. Yeah. Plus, they just look at you and they're like, so what's the pot?
You think he's never walked into a game and they said you should do the campaign? In his life?
Action back to Action Drew, a.k.a. Uncle Drew. Shuffling those $100 chips. To go with or not to go with? He's going to go with here.
Yeah, he's very
All in a call here between
I got a flush
Tomer
draw
and
and a
Uncle
gut
Drew.
Backdoor clubs. Any black. Oh, yeah. I
And
got
he
flush.
gets it instantly there.
Save that club over that one. 10.
Got a straight draw to the 6 as well with the 5-9-8-7.
Playing to win everything. Everything. You guys got my ass last time.
You got your own ass.
Looks like Drew is out for blood here today. So far, been running off a lot of chops
Yeah, I
here
did.
so far. I think it's been 3 or 4 chops in a row.
I don't remember shit.
You don't?
No. I was drunk.
Repaid me from the bet, you remember?
Yeah, then and then you gave it back, and then I lost it all back.
Prepaid back, so
Then
you can play again.
Yeah, because I just in case I lost everything, I had extra money. The Denver bet, I know that for sure. How long did that 4K last me? One hand?
A little bit.
I think you doubled up or tripled up.
Yeah, quadruple up. Something, and then you got 4.
and then bam, gone.
And then that's your
I go too.
Raise,
Random,
300.
everybody.
Wait, one turn.
You want to run it once with Mike? Mikey.
Bro, I don't want to run a once. I only had like 3 kids. And I was what I did. So climb on the and run it twice.
Mikey's open to 300 here. Gets a call from Drew on the button. Suited call, small blind as well. MB's getting in there.
Okay.
Action back to Leo in the 80.
Okay.
He's going to get out of the way.
Under a million, I'm going.
King, Jack 4, rainbow flop. Mikey opened to 300 here. Got 3 or 4 calls.
Four players. Wait up. It's 16 in the pot right now.
No, it's 13.
Oh, 13. Oh yeah, 13.
12 plus 8.
Looks like Drew going to pot it when check to here on this King, Jack 4, rainbow flop. Action back to Mikey, who opened this pre-flop. He's got about a $2,500 stack. Hasn't got it into motion yet. Has Mikey. He's waiting for a spot. It appears this is not going to be the time from what he's saying, but we shall see here. Mikey's always up for the theatrics and table talk. I don't think he's setting up a situation here. I think he's playing it straight, and he is. He's going to get out of the way and fold. No diversionary talk there from Mikey.
No show.
And no show from Drew.
I want to give you guys drinks, bro.
Of course, if you don't show your card, I think it's $30 to the bar tab. So you will see some occasional no shows, and that'll pay for the spirits throughout the day.
What a waste of my $30. What a waste of my $30.
160 on.
We were playing 20, 40, 80 with a lot of 160s. If you're wondering what the buy-in is, it's a $3,000 to $10,000 buy-in range they're using here today. 3 to 10K buy-in. Of course, tons of reloads. I think they lowered the buy-in perhaps to maybe make it to have a lot more all-in pots and stuff, which has definitely been happening. So I think previous versions of this game, it's been uncapped and people have bought in super deep. But I think they're going to try out this format today here on Tuesday. So far, so good.
20. Oh. Yeah. Oh, 16, 22. No.
1800. I was right, 1800.
16. Yeah. 18. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Definitely got to ask Loy GPT for the correct pot sizes. He's always going to be on it as Loy. He's a good dealer's assistant. And if you're looking to play this game, you can definitely give Suited Superman a line on social media and can start the vetting process from there. Obviously, not anybody can play, and anybody can play in a sense too. It just kind of depends on how that dialogue goes between you and Suited. Obviously, there's a lot of interest in the game and more interest than seats available, but definitely give him a look on social media and see if you can get in there.
The gold mark, the gold pack.
Thank you. You can keep the change. Thanks. 160?
No, he's the.
It's,
you can do
you
it.
take your own.
Okay, we got the 160. 160's on here.
320. Yeah.
Appreciate it. It's too early. Got the 320 on.
I'll do the 320 next time too.
I would drink you in there, but today I'm just like burned.
No, we're gonna have a few rounds of 640.
A couple, like maybe 1,000. Maybe 1,000. Yeah, I'll do 1,000. You too, right? Of course.
So you guys can shadow each other. We'll get your room.
They have to do at least 320 though. Yeah.
14.
They can't snipe us up.
Exactly.
Hey,
Fuck! You did well to drink it, bro.
Crazy, bro.
Okay, call 14.
See, when I get a tattoo, you do the same to me.
I need
Half
a bottle of
Call 14.
aloe vera.
No, you need to have bottles of
3
tequila.
play.
What does it have to do with anything with drinking a hot or sunburn? It's supposed to make you feel better. No, you read it up. It takes away the sunburn.
Right here.
I think we're gonna hit a jackpot today. I feel it.
Right here, bro.
We're going like 5 streams with no
You
jackpot.
want? Oh, the masseuse gonna rub it all over you. Huh?
What is that, lube?
Yeah, she's gonna rub it all over his ass.
Baby oil.
4,000.
Baby oil? Diddy juice?
2.
What the French?
It's 4,030.
I like to do it once.
Okay, one
I've been
time.
saying under.
Rip it. Go. Go.
For Mikey.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
There you go,
much.
one time.
Full house.
6, 9.
House. It's 4,030. So this is 2, 37, 30.
4,030.
Yeah, 4,030.
She went to go get some. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
Thank you.
Nice.
There you go.
Chocolate.
Running good.
You had to say something.
I don't know. My flush draw missed twice. His flush draw missed.
Like last time we played, no flush draws hit.
My flush draw hit.
It was horrible. Every draw was brick. Open-ended with the flush draw.
So the maybe you're the 80.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I missed that. You're running once today?
Unless it's over 10.
Over 10 pots? That's your rule? I'm just curious in case I get in the hand with you, I won.
Yeah.
If you don't want to say it's okay.
Small part I like to.
Okay. That was a pretty big pot. But
So we get service to the gold room, please.
I can just want to win or lose. I can be behind. That's all.
Okay, no, it's fine. I'm
Is
just
our meat
curious,
the 320?
No, it's the 80 here.
Oh,
I can get the info.
yeah, 160. I didn't look at my cards yet, alright, guys?
I guess.
What kind of
Whatever.
service?
If it's overtime, you want to do it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Well, they do, but okay, 160. I can hear. 160 straddle. Raise. Make it 5.
Who lost the last hand?
Okay, raise it up. Raise. Play 19.
Colin.
He's all in.
What
MC's
the
all
hell?
in.
I know what I'm
Fun.
doing. I know what I'm doing. Look at my hands. I swear I did it for that.
Sure. Yeah.
Full time?
From next end.
I knew
Oh.
I knew everybody's
So what-
waiting for me to raise.
What is the?
I didn't wait. I was a straddle.
Yeah, you made
No,
a
I
19.
knew you guys are waiting.
Yeah.
Do you smoke? You want one of these?
Yeah.
What is the big stat? I want to know the big stat.
A little over 7.
Seven?
A little over
19
7.
already?
So it's
Twice on this one, Lloyd? Big pot? Drew, you good?
call. Okay.
Twice.
2 times,
Just
everybody?
open.
Open it. Oh, aces.
Yeah. I need fucking hearts.
Yeah.
All big
Look at his
cards.
hand.
What the fuck?
think
What
it's-
the hell?
this
Look
hand.
I need heart.
there.
I will on my hand right now.
Heart.
No cards.
4-4.
Okay.
Hearts.
Too many paint. None left.
Here we go.
Deuce, full.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Hearts. He got all the other suits. And he got no suits. So
Oh, two. One's right.
nothing. He got diamonds. Oh, I got a gut shot queen. Diamonds. Hearts. Yes. Heart, baby. King heart. Fuck. No, he got the next one.
So me and you shop his money?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look like it.
Damn.
Yeah, diamonds on top.
Look at that. No paint out there. I knew it.
Of course,
All
I mean,
cards.
Where's the 6 of hearts at?
Yeah.
Fuck. Flush draw
I mean,
still.
obviously,
I had to
the
beg
worst
him for
thing
it.
won.
You guys lucky. I was gonna scoop this.
But it's still the worst.
Yeah, but then we had all the draws on.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
flush draws. You had no
Yeah.
flush draws.
Went down by 70%.
Sorry, you got the top.
Against him and shit.
You're lucky my heart didn't.
I'd rather have like
Queens and aces against your hand includes.
Thank you, MD.
Dust.
Thank you, boss.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't scoop that.
See, I do it once, I be even.
I'm fine. That's a good scoop.
Enjoy my money, guys.
How much is your rolling?
4K.
Call 80. Call 80. Call 80.
Yeah, that's my first bullet.
Call 80. Call Nate.
Go.
40.
Just kidding.
Go, 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 go.
Check it.
Okay, go.
Okay, go.
Hot.
Alright, we got 6 ways.
Check.
Check.
What's in there?
480. Bet 400.
Make it 1,000.
Raise 1,000.
Make it 0.
Okay, call 1,000.
What do you got?
Heads
You set
up.
3-way?
Yeah.
Check.
All in.
Drew's all in.
All right.
Call.
Two times?
Yeah, go twice.
I have a vote.
Yeah, both's good.
3
Super.
pairs.
I already lost
King's
my,
out.
my first buy-in. Well, I already lost my first buy-in. So what?
Oh, 10K cap for the buy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Even after
Yeah,
you lost
yeah.
your first buy-in.
Good
Yeah,
hand.
we started.
Good hand.
1920.
Yeah, I think we'll try to keep it. I think it's more action that way. So
19.
we're trying to keep it as 10K cap as long as possible.
Okay, 1920.
How about 5 buy-in? You can uncap.
5 back, bro.
Okay.
And then
Thank you, Uncle Drew.
yeah, I think everyone's a little bit more decent.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's more action. That
Oh,
way.
you want to keep a cap?
Yeah.
Make it work.
Okay,
Make it
we
work
have
for
the
it.
20, 40, and Suda,
It's
you're
easier to
the
get stuck
80.
in and have fun. Huh? Drop is the 9-1. 9 and $1 for jackpot.
So we have a shot.
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot about the prop. Yeah, pay attention.
Okay. Call 80.
Oh, you guys got a
Yeah.
pop.
We've been doing a bunch of hands.
Call 80. Call 80. Call 80.
Check.
And check.
What is it?
And
Again? So we have a snipe.
6 players. Yes.
Service, please, to the gold room. Service.
340.
So Uncle Drew just doubled up.
Oh, I guess I missed something. Just a big hand. What happened with Uncle Drew?
I have no idea. He just shoved it in and he doubled up.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Uncle Drew getting after it on my bathroom break. Nice job there, Uncle Drew. Not surprised to learn you were all in.
Check.
Jack 7-4, rainbow flop, king of spades on the turn, rainbow board.
Check. Okay, everyone check.
Checks through. Straightening queen on the end there. King, queen, jack board now.
Check. 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 Showdown.
2 pair.
Jack 4.
Looks like Nate's flopped top and bottom pair going to hold there. Thought somebody would take a shot at that pot, but worked out very well for Nate.
Yeah, isn't that unusual to hold with that kind of a two pair against two other people?
It definitely is.
Wow.
It definitely is. It's unlikely to hold, and it's also, usually somebody would take a shot at it by, bluffing, but I guess everybody was scared of everybody else in the hand. Everybody kind of was clinched up a little bit on that one. The rare check down hand here at the Lucky Lady PLO game. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, and Jack 4 holds.
Yeah, exactly right. Just a measly two pair. King, Queen, Jack. You figure somebody's got a 10-9 in their hand, an Ace 10, King, Queen for top two or higher two pair. Yeah, it's pretty wild that Jackson 4 is held there. Helpful that it was the rare kind of rainbow board as well, no potential flushes, so that helped a little bit. But yeah, still surprising for sure. It's always that's like a great feeling in poker. Those kind of wins you don't expect to get when you kind of giving up mentally on the hand and then gets raked your way. It's like
that's always a good feeling.
Oh, it's a great feeling. It's found money. That's actually like a sign of a lot of times people like think about like what makes a good game or not. Now, obviously they want to see like a whale or people punting, but sometimes what makes a good game is when you're able just to win hands like that when nobody at your table's, being aggressive and taking down pots. Obviously, that's not the case in this lineup or this game, but more speaking kind of generically in other games you might find yourself in. It's definitely nice to be in games where people let you get your showdown and you get to win with measly hands. In tougher games, you don't get that liberty. somebody's taking a shot at the pot and you're having to fold your hand. In tougher games.
Thank you.
And some people are asking how to get in this game. Obviously, Suited Superman's been chatting about that, but obviously an easy way to do that is kind of do a bit of an informal audition, so to speak, and coming over to Hustler and play the Hustler game, and that's kind of the best way to kind of get in the ecosystem here.
5K behind for Mike.
It's playing the Hustler game that runs pretty much 7 days a week. It's a 10-10-20 game. Sometimes it's 20-40, but it's $1,000 to $5,000 buy-in for the most part. Half the players in that game are in this game, like Uncle Drew and Suited and MB and Leo, all regulars in the game. So once you kind of get in that game and start playing, then you'll get to know Suited and kind of take care of it from there. So.
Call three.
And that game that Suited runs at Hustler, I think it started at 3 p.m. today. It usually starts anywhere from 3 to 7 p.m. But definitely give Suited a line. Or also Jesse Knight with a K on social media. He's another one of the hosts of that 10-20 PLO game. So you can also reach out to me as well at Comedic Gamble. I'm a regular in the game. I play the game. Pretty much the only game I play in LA is the Hustler PLO game. So that's my main game, the 10-20, 10-20-40. So you'll see me in the mix there as well if you happen to jump on in.
Call for one. Check.
10.
Let's go check. Let's see if Lloyd can get a win here with 10s and kings. The more time that passes, it looks like he's going to get a win there. Nice hand there for Lloyd. Probably would have had it folded to a bet, but Uncle Drew could not find one there. Not that Lloyd's an easy guy to bluff into. It's probably the toughest guy to bluff into is Lloyd. He's tougher than a $2 stake. He's got incredible instincts, and he's not afraid to lose at all. So he's definitely not an easy guy to get one through on, for sure.
Now, who is the most stickiest player in your opinion in this lineup?
160 on.
I mean, I guess you could say Drew, but I don't know if it's fair to say Drew sticky. It's just because he's usually the one that's just putting in the money himself and just kind of driving the action. So he's.
It's not Lloyd.
Lloyd's a little sticky, but he's also really good. So he's really good about knowing when to fold. So I don't know if that's somewhat applicable to Lloyd because he's in a lot of hands. So he's sticky that way as far as he's going to be in a lot of hands post flop. But as far as calling big bets with inferior hands, Lloyd's pretty good about avoiding those situations.
Three ways.
But MB and Leo are pretty tough to get bluffs through. They're pretty competitive fellows as MB and Leo, so
1,000.
they can be tough to get bluffs through on for sure.
Oh, 1,000. Okay, heads up.
Ace, king, 7, couple diamonds, multi-way. Checks through, flush on the turn with the 6 of diamonds
35.
emerging.
35, 50. 60.
Looks like Tomer's going to lead out for
35,
pot here. And he's going to take it down. Let's see what he reveals here. A pretty big bluff there. He did have a diamond in his hand. He had the 8 of diamonds. I mean, he had a big straight draw, which is not super useful when there's a flush on the board, although it can come in handy if you happen to get called by like a set, and then you run into your straight. But
Now did he have a straight draw and a flush draw?
he had a straight draw, but obviously your straight draw is not as useful when the board has a flush on it like it did on the turn.
Oh, okay, that was a harder.
But he had the 10 8 9. So he did have a straight draw, but obviously the flush came on the turn. But he did have the 8 of diamonds, which is a flush card, so he has a flush blocker, so to speak. So
Yeah, I thought the 10 hearts was a diamond.
but a brave lead out there for Tomer. It's
Raise 500.
a good little advertisement there for Tomer, showing a nice bluff there, leading out.
Call 5.
You'll see that a lot in pot limit all people bluffing flush boards, but it's usually with a higher blocker in their hand, like the nut blocker, like the nut card. But any diamond or any flush blocker is useful. Just reduces the likelihood of your opponents having 2 diamonds when you have 1 diamond in your hand. Jack 5 deuce all clubs.
400.
Drew gonna lead here for 400. MB gonna call here.
Heads up.
Pairing Jack on the turn.
Check.
Drew gonna check over to MB.
Bet 600.
He's gonna bet and take it down. Let's see what he shows here. A crazy root beer float there for MB.
Wow.
Absolutely, he didn't have a club in his hand.
Yes.
That is absolutely wild. What a wild float there by MB. Usually you would see that, somebody having like 2 pair or, off club, like a high club in their
20
hand
minutes, 20 minutes.
that they're kind of using as a
Let's get the game on.
way to continue in the hand. But he didn't have a single club. That was some absolute street poker there for MB. Way to go.
The gloves are
Incredible.
off.
Yeah, that was pretty wild play there. I'm surprised Uncle Drew didn't say much. I think he's filing that in the old memory bank. This is Uncle Drew. He didn't even say a word on that bluff being showed there. What a hand there by MB.
To the gold room, please. 4. All right, 160's on. Got to raise 400. Call 4.
That's kind of one main difference between no limit and PLO. The way flush boards play out so differently
Raise
in
it up. 18.
a no limit than PLO. Obviously in PLO you must use 2 cards to make your best 5-card hands. So you can't make a flush in PLO just with 1 club like you can in no limit. And Uncle Drew going to get all in pre-flop here for about 3,000-4,000. It looks like. It's like about a $4,000 bet. After suited opened for 400 and got a few calls. Suited's going to get out of the way. Let's see what MB does now.
Once or twice, whatever you want.
He's going to fold. Tomer's going to get in there. Heads up between Tomer and Uncle Drew.
I'll mix it up. I twice with
This one twice?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 times.
Looks like they're going to go twice here.
King high looking good.
Kind of similar hands. Obviously nice to have the higher hand with the King Jack. But Queen Jack 10-9 super connected as well. Pretty nice hands here.
King's good.
King High wins the first run out. Each player's spike can get Jack, but obviously King Jack
Damn.
It's going to win there.
King Jack.
Turn to flush draw as well.
Scoop doggy dog.
Queen Jack 10-9 is a super juicy hand, but it's kind of tough luck for the Queen Jack 10-9 to be up against a King Jack 9.
Just by one off.
Yeah, obviously if Queen Jack 10-9 was up against aces, it'd be doing pretty well.
3,100.
It's doing considerably worse in that particular matchup with the higher Jack X hand being in there.
No suit.
One suit. Yeah, but I feel like it's a good gamble, you know? 3 big cards.
31.
Maybe the 7, maybe like an 8.
Once I saw your hand, I said I'm dead.
Uncle Drew raking in another pot.
Thank you, Uncle Drew.
hand.
I'm bummed out I missed his previous all. I know like a bit of like an acid reflux type of situation going on, so I had to go to the restroom and get that sorted, so I
Shark
missed that.
Shenanigans explained that hand.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't ever watch the hands because I'm too busy trying to
Sure.
do the camera angles.
Yeah, you got a lot of other stuff going on
So
for sure.
I miss a lot of things. The only things I don't miss is who gets doubled up or who doesn't.
All good. The chat's what the chat's for. We appreciate the chat for being assistance for us here in a way, for catching things that we may miss. Shout out to Shark Shenanigans for detailing the Drew all-in hand history from a few orbits ago.
6.
All right,
Okay,
round
call
2.
600.
Here we go. Another one. Uncle Drew in there every hand per usual. He's a man of action as Uncle Drew. He's living up to it here today, as always. Seems to be the Tomer and Uncle Drew show here so far.
800. Oh, yeah.
I'm betting a call on this 9-4-3 rainbow flop. Action 2 of spades on the turn, bringing in some straights. Ace 5 and 5-6. Ace on the end, goes check, check. Looks like aces and 4 is going to take it down there. 20, 40, 80 with tons of 160s. I'm your commentator, Adam Johnson. I go by Comedic Gamble on social media. Got Hana Scorsese in the booth as well with me. Some 4-card PLO action here on Tuesday. What a day to be alive. It's a big Parliament Omaha on a weekday here in Gardena, California at the Lucky Lady Casino, just down the street from Hustler.
The smaller niggas, similar size. Quarter 50.
Total, right?
I know.
Quarter, everybody quarter.
I know what it is.
Looks like they're talking about the HCL stream tonight. I think DGAF is in the booth for that one tonight, I believe, on the 1s and 2s. And I think Airball is in that stream, and Brown Ballo, who I think they're going to come over here after that stream concludes and going to come over here and play some 4 cards. So
Yeah, so chat and viewers, what we're going to do is once HCL goes live, we are going to stop the stream and record.
Yep.
And then once HCL goes dark, we're going to start live stream again. But you could always have the reruns on YouTube channel, and the recording and everything is just going to smoothly integrate into one.
It's epic. So it's going to be nonstop action between both locations.
Yeah.
You're going to have stream games, no limit, PLO from 2 p.m. to who knows what today. So if you're in for some poker action, 2-card or 4-card, you're at the right spot here.
Yeah, so right now we'll do till 5, and then you guys could hop on to HCL and watch some 2-card poker until 10, and then come back over here at 10.
I love that. What a full day of action.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Once in a while.
Huh?
I love to see the kind of crossover between both casinos, both player pools, no limit players playing PLO. PLO players like Audie, who used to be a regular in our game now, is a big HCL star playing 2 cards. So it's all very additive and very synergistic, and it's pretty awesome to be a part of it over here, no doubt. Lots of action at the Hustler and Lucky Lady, as always. And if you're thinking, hey, these games are crazy big, I'm not a freaking loaded whale, what else can I play? Well, there's a 300 to 1K PLO at Hustler that goes every day, and Hana has her $100 buy-in double board game that goes a handful of days a week here at the Lucky Lady. So
400.
stakes for everybody here in LA.
Yeah, that's every Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. $100 max buy-in.
to 500 max.
Oh, okay. So it's 100. Okay, so it's 100 men, 5 max.
That's
I see.
right.
Nice. And the come in or the ante for the double board is what?
Full $5.
$5. Nice.
Yeah.
$5 ante.
And coffee. Okay.
That's not too bad. You get 8 players.
No.
Pot's $40.
Yeah, 5 players.
I do 9-handed.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Ace flop, right?
Yeah, make sure there's no ace, no flop.
Makes the pot bigger pre-flop.
Check. 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 Okay, bet. 2K.
Yeah, and any yellow chip game you play at Lucky Lady, you get complimentary meals.
Oh, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, and, lots of snacks, cookies, all the non-alcoholic beverages, and you also get $2 an hour here, which you could
Wow,
change
that's
it
sick.
for cash.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you could. So your player's card is an actual
Like a debit card.
debit card,
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah.
That's epic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
$2 an hour ain't too bad.
No.
Of course.
Pretty solid. And if you're wondering about the hustler comps for the bigger PLO game, it's you get a $20 food comp every 3 hours there. So.
Okay.
And you don't have to play 3 hours to get the comp. So as soon as you
Sure.
sit down, you can get a $20 food
Meal.
comp. And
Yeah.
get that every 3 hours at the HCL big game. I think for the 300 to 1K 5-5 PLO, I think it's $10 every 3 hours.
Okay.
But yeah, they're pretty generous with the comps
That's
here at
not bad.
Hustler and Lucky Lady.
Yeah.
And the food's fantastic.
Yeah, and the food is nowhere near over $20 here. So.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the kebab. I think it was 16
Like
bucks or
16
whatever. It's
bucks,
great.
yeah.
And the one thing I'm jealous about as mainly a Hustler player is we only get carne asada Friday and Saturday at Hustler, but you guys get the carne asada every day. And it's my favorite dish. It's fantastic. So that's what I would recommend if you're wanting some food recs for both casinos. Galby's pretty good as well.
Yes.
If you don't mind your cholesterol levels spiking to the roof.
It's a lot of sugar. That's got a lot of sugar in that sauce that Galby's marinated in.
It's good stuff. It's tasty.
That's why it's amazing.
Yeah, it's tasty stuff.
Yeah.
No doubt. The rare limp pot here. We got 5 or 6 limpers.
7.
7 limpers. Perhaps maybe somebody was trying to snipe a limp raise. We shall see here. Queen, 4, deuce, couple clubs. Always got to be leery of that early position limp in PLO. Could be somebody trying to set up an aces repot. Looks like nobody took the bait. Maybe nobody has aces in the hand. We shall see here. Perhaps.
Let's call one time and just see what happens on the turn. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe I get lucky.
Queen, 4, deuce, couple clubs. 8 on the turn. Betting a few calls in the flop.
12 and 6.
How
18.
much?
18.
Uncle Drew gonna pot to 1,800 here.
Uncle Drew, I'm coming for you, Uncle Drew.
18.
$1,800 bet is called.
I give up. Me too.
Pairing deuce on the river.
Look at the laugh.
Looks like queen and 4s is gonna take it down.
I hit it when it
You give
doesn't
up
matter.
betting.
When it doesn't matter, I hit it all the time.
Of course, pretty much every winning hand is shown at Showdown. Of course, occasionally a player that won will not show, and if they do not show, the penalty for not showing is paying $30 towards the game's drink tab.
That was the plan.
I think there's only been one hand not shown here so far through maybe, 40 hands. So for the most part, pretty much every hand gets shown, but once in a blue moon, you'll see a no-show. And for not showing, you do have to pay $30.
Oh, that's cheap.
That's what I was thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if they raised it to like $50.
I would do
something,
like
yeah.
60
Yeah,
because
I agree.
people are not going to want to pay 60 not to show that often.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. Thankfully, people are taking advantage of that too much, so to speak. I think there's only been one no-show. I think Drew didn't show once.
Because our 2-3 game is $10.
Yeah, right?
So, like, that's 2-3.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
You know? This
Yeah.
is, like, so much higher, and it's 20?
Yeah, a 30.
Oh,
30, I
30.
believe. Yeah, I think 50 to
30.
100 would be would
Yeah.
make more sense for the amount of money involved. But thankfully, people are pretty much showing
They
every
don't
hand.
care,
So
yeah.
When it matters.
When it matters.
They're pretty much good sports. They've been good sports.
yeah, yep. They know
Yeah.
it's people. The viewers want to see what's shown down at the end to take the pot down.
Graphics on the cards would help stream. Yes, Thomas. It is not that easy to get RFID tables and the legal aspect of that. It is in the works, though.
There's pros and cons to each. I tell you
Yeah,
what, one
it
pro
takes
is a
some
lot of people
time.
that want to gamble big. They kind of like having a little bit of privacy with, how they're playing cards and stuff. So it's kind of an interesting hybrid that we do get to see the winning hand at the end, but the players that are playing, can kind of feel comfortable making some loose calls
Sure.
and stuff. Not having all their kind of laundry aired out
Judged or
every single
whatnot, yeah.
hand. So I think it does lead to maybe better action. Not having every single card revealed throughout the stream. I think it leads to the players kind of feeling more comfortable, kind of DJing it up, so to speak. Whereas, if every card was shown, maybe they'd clench up a little bit, not gamble as much, and not want to be as seen as kind of so reckless or punty or DJing-y.
Sure.
But there's pros and cons to each for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's coming soon. It's just a lot of people think that it's easy to just get the table and you're done, and
Of course,
that's
yeah,
not how it works.
There's a lot of moving parts
unfortunately.
to putting together a production.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it's the legal aspect of it is what holds you back.
Professional.
Because there's securities you got to deal with. You have to put some paperwork in for like the gaming commission. It's just a lot more than to just
Yeah.
buy a table and put it in.
Yep, it's some red tape
Yeah.
to get through for sure.
But we're working on it.
And for all you watching now, you can see you got it on the ground floor. You were in pre-RFID, so
That's
that'll
right.
be your way to kind of distinguish yourself from the wave riders that join this stream in the coming months. You can say you were an OG that watched before there were whole cards.
There are even OGs here that been here before we even had these HCL
Yeah.
equivalent cameras. We had cameras on the tables before.
Wow.
Yeah, our production has upgraded a lot. But yeah, there's people that been here a long time.
And the one cool thing I can say this from playing on the stream a few times, it is cool to be able to play and look at the TVs
chat.
and see the chat in
Yeah.
real time. Like that is a really cool aspect.
Yeah, which
that
will be
you
taken
lose.
away.
Yeah, you lose that when you do the
Yeah.
RFID. You kind of lose the live interaction. Like right now, when you're watching the stream, you can talk. You can you can interact with somebody in the game,
Right.
And they can read your comment and interact with you. That it can't happen in an RFID
No.
situation. So there's pros and cons to all this stuff, like we've been saying. But for the moment, I think I would enjoy the kind of interactive aspect that the show has at the moment.
Right.
Definitely makes it kind of unique and special from other streams as well. It's pretty cool to be able to kind of
Interact with the
interact with the
chat,
players that
yeah.
are playing. No other stream that I am aware of you can
No.
do that. So
Well, I think there is the Vegas one that they do.
the new Venetian one, I
No,
guess.
the
or-
Absolute Nuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've been doing it, but they're on vertical. They're
Okay.
not like on cameras.
I see.
But they do like interact with the chat.
Because I have the best pterodactyl.
But the Venetian, yeah, that's a pretty new stream. But what I don't understand is that I see Venetian players playing live. Of course, they're on delay. They're live stream, but they are allowed to have phones at the table, which
Yeah.
I find it very surprising because no other stream
Yeah.
allows phones at the table.
Yeah, I wonder what the rationale for that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, and I was actually shocked to see Berkey playing that
Yeah, because
show.
he's the security
Right.
czar guy. Who's
And the phones were allowed at the table. I was like, wow, okay, there must be something going on that we don't know about, maybe.
Yeah, maybe there's
Some kind of a different security measures that are like
interesting.
impossible to hack into that they allow
Feels like he's in
phones.
his zone right now.
AutoZone.
Yeah, that's an interesting nugget that he played in it. Given that's
Yeah,
one of his
I
like
was
hobby
shocked,
horses. Yeah,
right. Because I know he's very into the integrity of live streams, and he's into protecting the players, and But then, yeah, I saw him playing at a stream where they allow phones, and I
Yeah,
wasn't
that's,
sure what
yeah.
was going on.
Interesting for sure.
I thought it was pre-recorded, but no, it wasn't. It was live on delay, just like HCL.
Check.
My friends over there.
Check it out.
All my friends, I wasn't betting. Oh, we're not my friends anymore.
100.
So all my friends have a flop on.
Call. 11.
Yeah, if you have a favorite player in this game or whatever, feel free to lob a compliment their way, or if you have a question, take advantage of the interactive nature of the stream. So, obviously, as we mentioned earlier, keep it chill. We don't need any negativity or any kind of thing like that. But yeah, definitely take advantage of the live nature of this and give some of the players a shout out.
Yeah, that's right. Pineapple Water, there is 0 delay in our stream. That's why the chat could see you live. We do not have delay.
How much is the
27.40.
Call. Gotta eat some of the throw.
MB potted and got snap called here.
And
Let's see
he
what
has
gets shown
eights.
down.
Oh my god.
Pocket eights for a full house.
How much was the pot? 20?
27.40.
22.60.
I imagine Mikey called there with maybe like a king queen, perhaps there, top two. Perhaps could have had a king two or a queen two, but nice hand there for MB.
Set up, please.
Turn my head over. You can see what's going on.
I believe they just asked for a setup, so it's going to take a minute.
All right, the classic setup request. Seeing some new chips on the table there. You see that kind of brownish chip with the yellow accents? That's the 5K chip.
Who's
So
got one of those?
I'm seeing
So I
a few
could
of them
zoom
now. I
in.
can see MB has one there.
NB?
Yeah, MB there, the 7-seat. It's
Yeah.
that lone chip
Oh,
to
here
the,
we go.
to
I'll
the
show
next
the
to the white
chat
chips.
while
Yeah,
they're,
that's a good thing to do
let me
while we.
see. Here we go.
Please get the.
That is a
$5,000 chocolate chip, I believe they call them here.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, it's got the brown border and the yellow and green kind of accents.
With the naked lady on it.
With the lady, which I always wonder how much she got paid for her image and likeness. Probably not enough, but.
And then what is that teal color on top of?
Yeah, those are 1K chips. Those greenish teals, and then it's like
Nice.
Was it like a blue and
teal? Yeah. I don't
brown?
know.
Those other like the other colors, but yeah. Yep.
600.
And back in action.
Call.
$600 open and a call.
Call.
Leo gonna call the button. Loy gonna continue as well.
5 squares.
Nate's not gonna back down. He's gonna throw some chips in there. 966 rainbow flop.
Yeah, 12 notes. We just said that it is in the works.
And then once we get the RFID going, then everybody can complain about, there's too many cards on the screen and I can't, and it's too disorienting. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. That is the one thing that's a little challenging with PLO versus streaming PLO versus No Limit is there's so many cards.
1200.
It can get a little overwhelming for the viewer if like 4 or 5 people see a flop, and now you got to see like 5 sets of 4 cards and then the board. So I think that's one thing about a little bonus to not having RFID is it kind of keeps the screens a little cleaner, not as much stuff to kind of like look around and keep track of. But
35.
looks like Lloyd's gonna throw in one of those 5K chips, 3,500.
Mikey, look up.
Looks like Lloyd shows there.
What is that?
Had a 9.
Just a 9?
Yeah, it's basically just kind of a board
shit.
blocker removal kind of plays. Not wanting to get called there, but since he blocks a piece of the board and nobody showed initiative, it's kind of a hand that you'll take a stab at and
But he
hope to
raised
take it down. Did
Uncle Drew.
Was it he raised a bet?
And then he
Okay.
re-raised them with that. So
Yeah,
he
he's probably just
bluffing.
thinking Drew doesn't have a 6, and then since he has a 9, it makes it less likely Drew's got pocket 9s or 9-6 for a boat. But yeah, just kind of using that 9 as a bluffing card and just taking a shot that Drew bets pretty wide, and if Drew doesn't have a 6 here, it's going to be hard for him to continue.
Sure.
And having the 9's helpful just to reduce pocket 9s or 9-6.
Hi, Steven. Thanks for playing. I know I was in the chat. I said hello to you, but I don't think you saw the TV.
Nice play there by Loy. I didn't catch that. I thought he just bet. I didn't realize he raised a bet.
The Drew bet, and then the C2 Lloyd. Is
Lloyd,
his name?
yeah,
Lloyd.
LOY,
He re-raised.
Yep. That's the Loy for you with those good instincts.
I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not paying attention
that
really.
definitely could be so.
Vin, thanks very much, but I am not a commentator. That is Adam Johnson's specialty. I am here to just press buttons. I'm the director, basically.
I'd say she does a pretty good job. So you're probably going to be getting. I said the more you do these, you're probably going to be a pretty good commentator in time. I mean, I say you're putting some experience, even because you got a lot of the other stuff you got going on, obviously directing.
Yeah,
and
it's very. If I want it to be precise on the camera angles and the rotation in the hands and whatnot, I cannot really interact too much because once I take my eyes off of it, it's gone completely. I lose track of like whose turn it is or whatnot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's
a lot
to do. It's a lot of bandwidth being used.
Yeah, I'm
on that side.
I'll stay on my side, and I'll let you do the commentating. You are amazing at it.
I was thinking of like a Howard Stern, Robin. You could be the Robin, I guess, or something.
Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have had fun in their podcast or radio.
Yeah, that was quite the show.
Whatever.
Yeah,
That was my favorite show.
Yeah, it's a fun show. Yeah, no doubt.
And they still go, I think.
Yeah, they
right?
still do. They still do.
They're
I
on
haven't listened in some time, but yeah, it was a fun show.
Yeah, they're on the Sirius, I think. He has his own show on Sirius.
Yeah, she was a good sidekick. Like Howard obviously drove the bus, but she would chime in here and there and add some nice perspectives as you do with this stream too. So that's what kind of made me think of that.
Everything okay? You winning?
Everything's okay with me. You were just snoring, buddy.
Yeah, Suited Superman. Let me grab the floor for that. Chad, I'm going to put you guys on wide so I could help out Suited in the meantime with the request of they want a basketball game on one of the chats. So I'll be back.
Please do something.
Poker players are always gambling on sports. Got to see what's going on the hoop game. But they have 2 TVs in the gold room. Gold room is the room where the poker action is at. But they have 2 big screens in there. One screen will have the chat that you're seeing, and then another screen they'll have the NBA games. So
18.
your chat comments will still be shown in the room. So if you have any questions for the players or have any positive comments you want to throw their way, definitely get involved in that chat.
Hands up. $2,000.
No, I can't. They banned me from doing that.
I think they do it outside.
I can't. They're very strict now.
How come you're not outside?
What's that?
How come you're not outside?
Well, I don't know I have enough chips for me and myself. So. I have to run the
I win. You check.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Good checking.
No.
Yeah, we don't
Audio.
20, 40, 80. Palamadoma. Army commentator Adam Johnson. I go by Comedic Gamble. A lot of all-stars in the chat. Shout out to Brian.
Oh, they got their new setup, I see.
Yes.
Nice.
New setup, new cards.
Nice.
Incómodo.
20, 40, 80 with a lot of 160s here at the Lucky Lady Casino. Big PLO action as well if you're in the LA area. Definitely head on up to Lucky Lady and Hustler. That's where all the 4-card PLO action is at in the city. You got Hana's $5 ante double board game, I think Thursday to Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. Let me grab this little video gamer remote, and I will show you guys what's going on here. DGAF throws a deep stack 2-3 no limit games here, 7 p.m. nightly, and I do the 5 double board PLO game every Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. And like we said, any yellow chip game you play at Lucky Lady, you get complimentary meals, and also you get $2 an hour on your card. So make sure to always swipe in and play while you're here, because you could literally get those into cash.
Yeah, I mean, for as little as 100, you can come into your game for $100. You get $2 an hour. You get $20 free food. I mean, it's a pretty good proposition.
Yeah, and you could use those points to sign in for the tournaments that they have here.
Absolutely, definitely makes me happy to know that there's like good smaller games for people to work their way up. I started out playing 1-2 no limit back in the day. It's important for there to be good environments, low stakes games for people to start out at and work their way up. So I think it's pretty awesome that there's a $5 double board PLO ante game here where you can buy it for $100, and then you can also buy it for $500 in that game as well. So it's also not a small potatoes game. I mean, you can buy it for a nickel in that game. So definitely some big pots you can win in that game as well.
Yeah, it's a deep stack. It's the deepest 2-3 game in California.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, because I think even Hustler is 300 max for 2-3.
Sure.
Check.
I think the first person to breathe on this one might take it down, but it's going to get checked down here. I think the flush turn kind of spooked people off the action here. It's like 6s and 2s. It's going to take it down.
Come on.
That's funny.
Nice found money for Nate there.
Yeah. Well, just a straight. What do you mean?
Who I thought was a Dallas Cowboys fan, given the star in his hat, but it's just a style thing for Nate.
Yeah, I like this guy in seat 9. He's the Lucky Lady Unabomber, as Sahant Poker said.
Yeah, it's funny. That's Leo, and
Leo.
I guess it's because he's on camera, so to speak. Because I play with him all the time, and he's never does this Unabomber deal. So
interesting.
Looks like he's trying to.
He's shy.
He's trying to maybe keep it a little private that he's playing perhaps in the stream. A lot of people don't like being seen playing on streams, so I'm not sure if that's the reason or if he's just wanting to like not give away any tells or something. But who knows?
But the beauty of this thing is people that don't like playing on stream, they don't have to worry about it because we don't have whole cards, so nobody gets to see like what they folded, pre-flop,
A lot of people don't like playing streams because they don't get judged. They don't want to have their bad play magnified. So yeah, that's one little perk to the current setup. So Jack 3 deuce, couple spades.
You just can't go into the beach.
Brian with a funny comment that is not true, but I know this character Brian, so he's always got some funny needle comments and stuff. So Leo doesn't owe anybody money. He's just trying to hide tells. That's all he's doing. Looks like Uncle Drew's going to wager 500 here. This Jack 3 deuce 10-turn board. Spades bricked off here. Does run off a running backdoor straight. Jack 3 deuce 10-9. Lloyd's going to bet 1,300 when check 2 here.
All in.
And Nate's going to go all in.
Same hand.
It's like they both have king queen, I think. We shall see when they
Yeah.
reveal it here.
King
King queen for the nuts.
Wait, he had a 2 call.
Each player is probably a little disappointed because when you back into the nuts, they're like that. You're probably hoping maybe somebody calls queen 8 or 7-8, but
Oh wow.
they both had the
Nobody
king
had
queen.
a spade draw.
Yeah.
That's
Not
funny.
today.
When you want all in, you said you want, right? Huh? You said you want when you
No,
want
he
all
knows
in.
it's a chop if I'm going all in.
Most likely.
Oh my God,
I want to
okay,
call. I don't want to go all in. I mean, I want to call.
Remove that comment.
It take forever.
As we remove all of Kizzy's troll comments that other people might take seriously, so
Yeah.
we know he's
Just
kidding,
in case, but we don't know, how
yeah.
the players are going to
Sure.
take it. And Brian, this is a live, no delay show, so just be mindful of what you say in the chat. The players might take it the wrong way if they see it.
Thankfully, in this case, I think a lot of the players at the table know who it is. So, like Suited said, Kizzy. It's this Brian. His
okay.
nickname's Kizzy, but yeah, he knows a lot of the players. He's a regular in the Hustler game, so he's not just some random dude from Ohio lobbing a grenade. But yeah,
Now 160.
but yeah, some people might take those comments at face value, which we in the know, people in the know that they're not. But
Yeah. Oh, no problem, Brian. I was just.
it's all. It was a fun few minutes while they were
Right.
up there. So now it's not going to be in the historical record.
No, and he
So.
has his back towards the chat, so all good.
Yeah, it's all fun. It's we want people interacting with the show in the chat, so it's good to do that. It's a lot adds to the enjoyment of the show.
Check. Check.
So I guess checking through here.
Wow.
So close.
Really getting close.
All right, let's see a blocker bluff with like a pocket tens or something here. Let's see it. Let's see some
No.
action. Looks like everybody's clinched up here on this one.
Come on, please, don't show, don't
Definitely
show.
the winning
Don't
hand.
show, don't show, don't show, don't show, don't show. You do, yes.
He won. What do you have? Just one pair? Oh my God.
Just a pair
two
and
pair.
nine or
9 deuce.
oh nines and deuces. Yep. Wow.
Oh wow.
Can you call for service, please?
Don't come tomorrow.
Yeah.
Service is pretty
Should be
quick.
for breakfast tomorrow.
Chips, no.
Food service, please. Chips, please.
Chips. Yeah, these are chips.
Jordan, you're funny. He's on house arrest. You're correct. How did you know that? Who told you that? He's only allowed to go from home to HCL.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's a long hand.
No, we play couples.
Oh, really?
Chips. 3.
20, 40, 80 Parliament Omaha here at the Lucky Lady Casino. Lots of 160 straddles. As we see at this hand here, we got a 160 on. So we're going to open to, looks like 500.
It's not there. GLC, buddy.
It's been in my box for like 2 years. Should be good.
For all of you that is just joining us, just to remind you, you could hop on to HCL at 5 p.m. We are going to end the stream here and continue to record it. And while the HCL is on, and then what we're going to do is hop on back and go live once HCL finishes at 10 p.m. So you could join back here.
Non-stop action here. From 2 p.m. to 9, 10 plus. It's going to be a lot of poker action today.
Cash leaves the wheel, bro. There's something else.
And I believe Airball and Brown Baller are going to be joining us
After HCL.
for the nightcap after HCL. So you can watch them play 2 card on the HCL stream and then see them play 4 card here afterwards. So big poker day here in LA, no doubt. Big streaming day.
It's over.
They're asking for chips apparently, so I'm going to put you guys back on wide, and I will be back again.
Always a good sign when the table needs more chips. Action is flying. Chips are in need.
Not flush.
Not flush. Not flush is gonna win. Shred is good enough.
Back on.
Oh yeah, we got it. Thank you. So,
Call it.
Is it like $500?
560.
How much?
560.
Five.
Okay, 5.
Make it simple.
So just see, man. It's 5 behind, okay?
You $5. Five times
5
5,
plus.
26.
Oh, sorry. Check. Check. $15.
Looks like Nate's gonna bet 1,500 in this multi-way raised pot. Loy made it 600 pre-flop.
Oh.
And Nate shows the trip nines. Queen Jack 9-7.
Okay, we can put the 9 of spades in there and put more money in it. And run it.
I don't like that.
Window cut 9 of spades. I'm like, alright, I'm all in.
You should say stop. I bet stop.
48, please.
What's the price of Boston right out to bid? Nick's probably plus what, 1,500? No thing. No
Tatum.
No Tatum. He's out. That's it. He might be done.
Matt, did you play yesterday?
His career might be done.
Just for a little bit.
Call
couple
it.
hours.
When they
He had the
started?
worst injury possible.
When they started?
Yeah, that's the worst possible
Key
injury.
for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because of the
40 blind.
He's
Had
out.
dinner and
Surgery.
wasn't
Right away.
feeling it.
That was it.
Oh man,
You came
gee.
later?
No.
I'm sorry?
You came later?
No, I didn't play yesterday. No. Mondays are like impossible for me
3
to play.
players.
this is so random. Everyone's getting out.
6-5-4 rainbow flop multi-way raised pot. Check through. Action ace of clubs on the turn.
5.
Luka? Doncic? There's a lot of stir.
Bringing
because
backdoor
the
clubs,
Mavericks
Loy
got the
leads
first
here.
pick, and they
Action
only
on
had,
Leo.
1% chance, and that's the team that Luka came from. So people are saying there's something fishy about that.
Leo gonna raise the small bet to looks like 1,200.
He bet 15.
That's what I thought. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I saw the 12
Check.
up there. Offsuit 9 on the end. Loy led turn. Leo raised.
He's the same
Loy
way.
called. Here we are on the river. Flop went check check.
That means a bird.
Loy led the turn, got raised by Leo. Loy called, and here we are on the river. Loy checks. Action on Leo now.
26.
He's going to bet 2,600. Which I believe is about a 2/3 pot bet. It's a bit of a tricky one. Loy's maybe wondering, did he check back like 7-8 here? Or maybe a 7-3. That he decided to check the flop with and slow play, and then he raised Loy's turn, and now he's betting river. Or it's a bit of a tricky hand there. Nice takedown there for Leo. Is he going to show?
No,
That's the one we want to see. Oh,
paid.
looks like he's going to pay. He's going to settle out of court and pay that $30 fine. Going to have to ask Leo afterwards what that one was. Definitely think it's probably more likely he had 7-8 than a bluff. I feel like if people have like a 8-8 or 7-7 hand, they usually just bluff that on the flop right away, as opposed to like delay bluffing with like a pocket pair straight bluff there with like pocket 8s or pocket 7s. So I'm inclined to think he had it there. Maybe it was just checking back and slow playing the flop. Well, also rainbow flop as well, so more likely to slow play a flop straight on a rainbow board than a flush draw board. But, interesting hand. I wish you would have shown that one for sure. Either way, nice hand there for Leo.
You can't get anything past Loy, bro. Nothing.
You pay attention to everything.
Everything.
I mean,
Can't get nothing past it. Can I get another Stella, please? Thanks.
3 flat.
3 ways to the flop in this 20, 40, 80 off and 160 game of Pot Limit Omaha 4-card. King 10-3, all spades.
Oh, he got hung by the rim. Cleveland might win, but don't cover spread though. That's what I'm thinking.
Makes the pothead bet a 420 and gets it through on that monotone flop. Not even a single spade in his hand out there on a lark as Nate, but picked a good time to do so. Got the bet through. Guess he did have a top set blocker there with the
So how much I got to pay
with
now?
king in his hand, which would be one hand that would continue with. So somewhat of a slight blocker removal nerd theory bet, I guess. But
I'm laughing because blockers don't apply to bomb pots. Every time I think there's no way they have the last, the last.
people make
8
really
or
strong
whatever.
hands, and everybody sees the flop.
Yeah, and I'm just like, there's no way.
What'd you say?
I'm blocking
It benefits me.
this. I'm blocking.
Yeah.
No, I'm not blocking
Yeah.
anything.
They still
I
have
call
it.
and they still have that
Yeah.
like
Oh, so wait, that went to my beer?
combos or whatever.
Yep.
He's like,
Nice.
what's it, 1922 double shot in college.
$100.
But there's definitely differing degrees
Yeah,
of
here's
blockers.
100.
Like obviously on a board where king 10's and that's
yeah,
straight. If you have pocket
80.
10s,
Oh, you gotta get the
you're
tens.
blocking somebody having king 10, but there's still, other king 10s that exist. And then on a flush board, if you have the, ace of hearts on a heart board, you block the nuts. But obviously
bring
people
that
can
up,
still
like, if I wanna
call
bring
you
the
down with
bottle
king
for
high
it?
flush or queen high flush or whatever.
know, huh?
But yeah, it's definitely a lot of different shades of blockage to learn when you're
I almost did too, and I was
switching
I
over to
didn't
play
know. I was
Pot Limit
gonna get a
Omaha.
bottle of Soju.
Now, obviously, your blocker bluff or a blocker bluff is going to be less valuable the smaller the pot is,
I don't know.
obviously. And the bigger the pot is, the more kind of punch
Yeah.
that blocker bluff can
The
pack.
girl that I'm
Two
seeing,
pairs.
she went to Korea for like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks. She sent it over. She sent me like 4 or 5 different bottles. Nice ones though.
I found out about this fight for the first time 15 months ago.
Oh, really?
And you were mentioning the double board. That's what's kind of cool. This surprised people haven't talked about the World Series of Poker yet because it's coming up in a few weeks. But they have a
Yeah.
PLO double board bracelet event
On the
where
9th.
every hand is PLO double board, which
Yeah.
I'm very excited about, obviously. But
Yeah, it's good.
it's always a horror show for the
Sure.
dealers there. They're like, there's always so many bad dealers, and I get
Oh,
that.
yeah.
They have to hire so many dealers on short. I get staffing wise, it's a tough.
Indiana plus
It's
A
gonna
tough
be
nut to
interesting.
crack, but yeah, that's going to be so hard. That's such a hard game to deal.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how that goes.
Yeah, they have it's on June 9th, a $1,500
Yeah.
event, and then they also have a $300 one on the 6th is the WSOP one, and on the 9th is the MGM $300 buy-in one.
Oh, sweet. That's
Yeah.
great. I love that.
So
Fantastic.
it's catching on,
It
definitely.
is. Pot Limit Omaha is growing. There's so many PLO tournaments. If you look at the World Series schedule and just tournament schedules in general, it's definitely a very growing game.
Yeah, my bomb pot is gonna be taking a break on that
Yeah.
because most of my players are gonna be traveling.
Dude, hopefully
for
somebody
that
from your
game.
bomb pot game
Oh my
wins.
God, that would
That'd
be
be so epic,
amazing.
right?
Oh
I'd love that.
God.
That'd be great.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Vegas style, dude.
Yeah, we have a tab.
865 rainbow flop.
They did the old
Oh,
songs.
yeah.
They did the old songs.
Yeah.
The old songs. Yeah, the old songs.
I don't know. You guys have a sim.
The old one is old.
Embiid leading out here pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean,
Wrapping that 7-9 straight.
Flush out, fresh it out.
865 rainbow.
Sometimes you want to go flush it out. You should go for 3 days straight, bro.
I don't, man. Jesus, I'm not.
This dude.
No, I don't.
Action between two hustler regulars, MB and Leo. Looks like Leo's going to get out of the way. Showing his cards to suited because I believe they have a prop bet going. So
That's one side of play.
if a player has a rainbow hand, they get like some kind of bonus.
Listen,
Ooh,
bro,
nice.
I was playing at the 5.
That was
Flop
turn
the
it over.
straight.
He flopped the joint there with the
Wow.
9-7.
What's in Miami?
Nut straight there for MB. He got off to a rough start, lost his first shell, but he's upward and onward. Not easily deterred as MB.
No, he lost his first buy-in, and then the next hand he doubled up.
Yep, and then I think he's been upward and onward ever since. He doesn't look like he has a ton of chips until you realize that he has
That
a 5K
5K
chip there. Yeah, so
No.
looks like he's got about 75, 80, 8,000, and I think he's maybe in for 2, 3K buy-ins, I think. So yeah, he's in the winner's circle so far as MB. Nice to see that. One of my favorite regulars in the hustler game.
Oh, he plays with you guys.
Yeah, yep, he's one of the regulars.
Nice.
Yep, I'd say half this table is regulars from the Sudas game. Nate's a regular, Leo, the Unabomber,
They don't want to step on toes.
Loy, MB, Nate. Pretty much the only people in this game that aren't regulars are Tomer and
And his
Mikey.
buddy. Yeah.
So the 1 seat and I think the 3 seat aren't regulars in the game, but everybody else is pretty much a mainstay in the hustler 10-10-20 game.
He played with us once, right?
And if you're watching, wanting to get in this game, that's the best way to get on this stream is just to get acquainted in the daily hustler 10-10-20 game that Suited runs and kind of get in the fabric that way, and then maybe you can get a seat on the in the octagon here at Lucky Lady for the stream game. So 8-7 deuce rainbow flop. I feel like we're on a run of rainbow flops here.
600.
Tomer going to lead for 600.
Yeah.
Oh.
You recognize Tomer? He's a mainstay in the hustler streams.
Easy say something got deleted, so we're trying to figure out what it was.
4 on the turn brings in that low side open ender with the 6-5, making the nuts now.
$3,050.
Mikey gonna bet pot. It looks like here when check two.
He just got those chips and put them in the middle
Fresh chips put to work.
with absolutely
And that's
nothing.
a great. That's actually a very great play there. He's got the high side open end straight draw there with the 9-6, but he has a nut flush draw. Then obviously, since he has a 6, it's less likely somebody has the 6-5. So
Interesting.
good aggression there by Mikey.
Anybody want to try something?
And if somebody pushes back at him, he's got a nut flush draw, and he's got the higher straight draw with a 9-6 on the 8-7 flop. So
I like the
So he's basically betting his
yeah,
draws.
semi bluffing there basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically semi bluffing, hoping to get it through. And since he has a 6 in his hand, that reduces the likelihood of somebody turning this the 5-6 for the nuts. So,
Welcome, Jay, to the chat. Good to see you.
but very very well timed, good bet there by Mikey. That's something that maybe somebody that's less experienced in PLO might check that back, and then they might lose at a showdown to some 2-pair hand that would have folded had he bet the turn. So very good bet there by Mikey, and that's a good way to play that kind of hand.
everything healthy.
Especially without super deep stacks, like the amount that was in the pot and his stack, it's not a disaster if he gets check raised all in. He's gonna have a lot of equity with the flush draw and the higher straight draw, and then obviously he can win it uncontested as well. So good bet there by Mikey.
So Mikey raised and Uncle Drew re-raised? Is that what's happening? Am
I
I?
took my eye off the screen for 2 seconds and I missed that part.
Yeah. Uncle Drew raised.
I fold. I'm out.
Uncle Drew raising is always a good assumption. It's a good starting point. Yep, looks like he's got 1,800 out there at least. I think it's a 1K chip. And Looks like 2 stacks of 4 white chips, so pretty beefy pot here underway. King 6 deuce, couple diamonds. Between Mikey and Uncle Drew. Mikey's just going to lead pot here.
Yeah, he's all in, yeah. My God.
Uncle Drew going to call. Heads up, all in here between Mikey and Uncle Drew. Let's see what they got.
Bias wants up to you.
Uncle Drew has aces.
Aces versus the nut flush draw.
Oh, wow.
I guess Mikey can catch some backdoors as well. Queen would give him open-ended. So far, so good for Uncle Drew. He's going to hold that first one.
All right.
Double hold there
Double
for Uncle
hold.
Drew. Dodges the diamonds.
All right.
Dodges the squirrely backdoor Broadway straight draw as well.
It's always the emergency
Or
one.
they chop it. They chopped it.
Oh, maybe did we miss something there, looks like? I guess. Oh, the 10. He had pocket
The 10.
10s. We were so fixated on the nut flush draw that he
Me
had
too.
that we forgot the pocket pair came in there on the end for a set.
All right. Well,
How about that?
chop, chop. I guess everybody loves a chop pot.
Yep. Nobody got hurt too bad there, although I'm sure we're all rooting for blood in the chat.
I'm always rooting for Uncle Drew.
Yeah,
that's
it's
why
hard,
I don't
yeah.
see anything else, but I'm like,
You have to
You
root
know.
for Uncle Drew. That's why we didn't see those
Yeah.
pocket 10s coming in.
yeah, we really wanted him to win.
We were just rooting for the result we wanted to see there.
No offense
Yeah.
to you, Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey, he's the first time. It's tough to compete against Uncle Drew, Mikey. Like we've said, Uncle Drew's the people's champ in this game, along with Big Daddy Ed as well, who's not on the game today. But yeah, Uncle Drew
Shout
is...
out to you, Big Daddy Ed.
yeah,
You are being missed.
He might be watching here on occasion, but I'm sure he's running his very fruitful business, Lazo. It's the women's roller skating brand, Lazo. But that takes a lot of his time and bandwidth. But when he's not working on Lazo, he's playing some cards. So Ed is missed, but he'll be back. No doubt about it. He's been playing the Hustler game a lot the last few days, so he must be out of town, perhaps working on the biz, would be my guess. But
Well, and it was Mother's Day.
it's true, it was Mother's
so-
Day, so he could have been gone for that.
Yeah.
It was a little thin on Mother's Day. I was playing poker on Mother's Day. It was a
Oh,
little thin.
really?
I brought a bunch of barbecue and everybody showed up, so it worked out. It was a good little DGen harvest.
Did
At
you
the
do the
Hustler.
barbecue or you catered it?
No, so I'm from Kansas City, which is known as barbecue mecca. Texas and Carolina and Memphis might
Okay.
contend with that designation, but KC barbecue is world class. And I happen to live really close to this amazing barbecue place called Moo's, MOO''S. It's actually got a Michelin rating recently, and the LA Times named it the 13th best restaurant on their top 100 restaurants in LA recently. So it's an amazing place. I live right close to it. So
Nice.
I brought a big bag of barbecue up to Hustler. I snuck it through TSA, which was not easy to do, getting it through customs there.
How did you do that?
I had this big jacket over it. I walked in with this big jacket. It looked really fishy. It's a 95-degree day in LA, but I
Oh
walked
my
in with
God.
this big coat, and I had it hidden underneath the coat. And I thought we were gonna maybe have to all eat in the parking lot. I had a couple $100 of barbecue.
Oh, that's great.
But I was able to sneak it in. So we had a good feast there.
Now you went to
on
visit your
Sunday.
mom? Is that
No,
where you
my
were?
mom was back
Oh.
in Kansas City, where I'm from. But I just brought some local barbecue
Got
here
it.
in LA to the game on Sunday. Yeah, and at Hustler.
Oh, you sneaked it in at the Hustler.
Yes, I sneaked it in
oh,
through
I thought
the.
you were
through
talking about the airport.
Oh no,
I was like, oh my
I'm
God.
a little fast and loose with the terms, so I
Got
always say
it.
TSA is the security checkpoint at the casinos.
That's, okay.
So yeah. So I snuck it through the security checkpoint at Hustler, which was I
that's
totally
hard
see
to
why.
do.
Yeah, you're he brought up.
I was like, did you go visit your
That's
mom?
funny. No, I could totally see why you say that. I'm a little fast and loose with the phrases.
Yeah,
and-
you said TSA,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was going, okay,
Yeah,
back
yeah.
home, barbecue,
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
Mother's Day.
I'm rarely to be taken literally. There's always about 25% of finessing in my speech, but yeah.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the chat.
$20, $40, $80, often $160. Parliament Omaha. I'm your commentator, Adam Johnson. I go by Comedic Gamble on social. We got Hana Scorsese in the booth with us as well. It's been a lot of fun here. We've got about another 20, 30 minutes of live PLO action before we'll kick on over to the HCL stream. And then we will have Brown Balla and Nick Airball joining us afterwards as well. So tons of action here in LA on the streams today. Queen 10-3, couple clubs.
Now he raised, and then Uncle Drew re-raised him.
Raise and a re-raise from Uncle Drew. Let's see what he does here when check 2 in this Broadway-oriented flop here. Queen 10 of clubs. Checks through. King on the turn. Pretty relevant card in a re-raise pot here. Obviously a lot of aces, ace-jack. Pocket kings could be in the mix here. Looks like Nate's leading out for pot, which looks like around 25, 2600. Uncle Drew showing the aces, just mucks them. Good.
Oh,
Yeah, good fold there by Uncle Drew and Nate with the ace-jack. See, it's interesting with Drew having aces there. I'm kind of curious if he would have repped the ace-jack straight with 2 aces in his hand when checked to, if Nate would have checked. But really good discipline there by Drew just to give up his hand. It's really easy to get attached to hands in poker. You have aces in Omaha. But
That's
obviously,
what happened to me.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
I never played a single hand of PLO, and I registered at the Wynn because I'm from Vegas. I used to live there, and Wynn was where I played. I registered to the wrong tournament.
Oh, Lord.
I registered the PLO tournament thinking I'm registering the No Limit tournament.
Epic.
And I sit down and I get dealt 4 cards, and I'm looking at the dealer going, "What is happening here?"
Unreg.
And I was like, "Oh, this is PLO." My first hand, I had naked aces.
Oh, Lord.
I go all in, gut broke, first hand, leave.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah.
I was hoping, a lot of times that story ends, and I ended up getting third or something. That's what I was hoping for.
No, my first hand, I literally just blasted off with aces and lost to it was like a lower straight. He had like connectors of low straights and just flopped the world.
Dag. Yep, that can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you have aces and pot limit Omaha, if none of your side cards connect with the board at all, it's often could often be a check.
The money went in all pre-flop.
Yeah, so you got your money in good then. Yeah. I mean, you got your money in as equity favor. That's all you can ask for. But
yeah, he had a lot of
I was just kidding.
suited connector.
Double connector kind of hand, and you lost a 60-40. It sounds like, unfortunately. Jack 10 deuce rainbow flop.
Check. Check.
Looks like suited's gonna go all in here.
38.
All in for 3,800, which looks like about a half to 3/4 pot bet here. From taking a gander at the chips in the middle there.
Why you have to admire her?
I'm serious. Come on,
Of course, but you're not last.
Action back to Nate after suited jammed the flop here. Suited's all in for, I believe, 3,800 in what looks like a 4 or 5K pot.
Is he worried about Uncle Drew?
You definitely always need to be worried about people lurking behind you in pot limit Omaha, but I think Drew is so much action. He's probably would have bet himself if he had something pretty meaningful there. But yeah, definitely consideration. People behind.
Oh my God!
Oh wow!
Well,
Runner,
ran
runner,
into
nuts.
the runner, nut flush. But what are the other
What did
cards?
he have? Oh, 2 pair. Oh no, he
So
only
he just
had
had
a
ace jack on the flop,
Oh, no.
but he had backdoor the backdoor spade draw, and
You fucking jam with
just took a shot at it when checked to.
No one seems to want the pot, so I just like,
It's a
okay.
hard flop for aces.
He was stealing.
Yeah, he was stealing. Look, when kind of like what you saw with Loy with the 9 on that 6-9. But yeah, whenever you have like the best of the board, like the high card of the board,
But I
like
mean, even
like
if
the
someone
suited
calls
does with
you,
the jack
you
there.
love the run out.
It's
Yeah.
But, like,
worthwhile
I'm
just to take a shot at it. There's gonna be so many bad turn cards for his hand, and you kind of put queens and kings in a tough spot there too. If, like kings or queens with no useful side
Nice
cards,
hand.
Hi, Profion.
you could possibly get some better hands to fold there when jamming with the ace jack potentially. And he might even be good. Obviously, a decent amount as well. So.
Well, he did turn 2 pair.
So yeah,
And then went.
he ended up running.
Backdoor
Ended up being a good
pass.
run out for suited for sure.
Just a cardboard, dude. A cardboard.
But he probably had the best hand there if everybody checked, folded the flop, I would guess. But could have maybe got a queens or kings to fold, potentially. But
How much?
160.
I like this stuff. Huh? I like the.
Lloyd is passing around some Asian snacks.
attaboy, Loy.
Cardboard.
Bringing the goodies.
Not bad. I like some taste like shit. Cardboard is fucking bad. Why couldn't that be the front last hand? It would still be all in.
Jack 9-4, a couple clubs. Looks like Nate's gonna hazard a bet here. He's gonna throw out. It looks like 440, 450. Suited's gonna tag along, as is MB. Straightening 8 on the turn brings in the high side open ender, Queen 10. 10-7 gets there as well. Not a great turn if you bet 2 pair or a set. Let's see what Nate does here. Did he bet the made hand on the flop or did he bet the draw that got there? We shall see. He's repping the straight here. He's going to lead out.
11.
Suited folds over to MB now.
No sabe de onde está? Sabe? Ahla sala, não é muito bom. Chega lá, vai ter que fechar aquilo.
Nate led the flop, got called in 2 spots. Led the turn, suited fold. Now looks like MB's going to go all in for about 6,000. Or it looks like he's potting it, which is to 5,500. He's going to have some ashtray money left behind. Let's see what Nate does here. Looks like Nate's going to get out of the way. And MB shows that high side open ender that got there on the turn with the Queen 10. Nice hand there for MB.
Good hand, good hand, good hand.
This is your only chance for 320. Yes. That's why I'm telling you. So I know you do it. So. When it's connected like this, you can do it. So next time you bribe me, you want 320, you want to bribe me.
Looks like Mikey's putting on the 320 on the button. 20, 40, 80, 160, 320 here at Lucky Lady. 4-card action firing up here. Got a triple straddle on. 20, 40, 80, 160, 320 action on Nate in the small blind. And he's going to pot it here. Getting some meat on the bone very quickly here in this hand. This is heating up. I think we're in for a treat this hand. Let's see what happens here. Nate's going to pot it from under the gun. With Loy, Tomer, and Mikey lurking behind. Tomer's calling 1,200 here. Back to Loy now. He's going to continue. And back to Mikey, who started this with the straddle on the button. 4 ways, 1,200 apiece, it looks like. About 5K in the middle here. Queen 9-3, couple clubs.
All in.
5,000.
Nate's going to lead here, all in. He's the one that opened this. Made it like 1,200 under the gun in the small blind after the button straddled. Tomer, Loy, and Mikey called the pre-flop raise. Now Nate's potting into the field here. Definitely repping a lot of strength. I think I would definitely kind of put him on like an aces with clubs hand potentially. Maybe an ace, queen, queen, but definitely seems like a spot he's going to be holding pretty heavy here. Opening under the gun in a straddle pot and then blasting into 3 people here on this flop in an already inflated pot. I expect to see a pretty big hand here from Nate. Aces with clubs would be my guess. We shall see here. Tomer going to rejam as well. And Lloyd's going all. We're going to have a three-way on here. Pot of the day by far. Definitely going to be well north of $20,000 pot here. It looks like it's going to be more like 30.
Queens. Queens.
Nate with the queens.
Versus
Oh wow, open
Big wrap
letter.
there.
Oh
Three
boy.
all in.
All in all.
Pocket queens. What a hand there for Nate. Straight for the first run out. And
Oh,
boat
full house.
on the second run out.
Wow.
Pretty fair result there.
Yeah. Heart 8-10. No good, right?
So they chopped up Tober's money.
Appears so. I guess Tomer was in there with the middle pair and random backdoor stuff,
62-30.
we'll call it.
How much?
62-30.
It's still doing
Yeah.
62.
one club up top.
I have no clubs either. Sorry.
I have no clubs
No
either.
zero clubs.
Huh?
Right. Look,
2 there. 3.
I guess that all the clubs are.
It's a rigged deck, bro.
you see what?
It's okay, yeah.
Nó chơi nó
Oh, you-
hù,
you're
the
wait,
whole
wait.
the whole time nó hù.
You have one. Just jump that. It's okay. I give the next one. Yeah, this is the 3,000.
Yeah, and then she'll chop that. Yep. Thank you. Chop that.
That works so well. Let's do it again.
Fuck you.
Don't do it. I don't.
That was a
like
serious
it.
rap, boy.
Huh?
That was a serious rap.
Yeah, but there's a flush. Though.
I know.
No one had clubs. You were fine.
Still a serious
Well,
rap.
like I know.
You didn't know
Yeah, yeah.
Like I know.
I thought I thought Homer for
But
sure had
actually,
clubs.
he's not that bad because you have a lot of my cards.
Yeah, I have a jack in my hand
You're
too.
not that bad against me.
I have a jack in my hand too.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
a jack
yeah.
and something.
1-6.
I like my hand against aces, not against the top set.
Not
Yeah.
160 on again.
And the wrap. Not against top set and the
I
wrap.
thought he had aces.
That was a bad spot.
Against top set and the wrap, you basically dead. Well, you could win the side.
Yeah.
20, 40,
I don't like
80,
flopping top
160.
with a set, you know? Just like, fuck.
Last hand, the 320 was on. Had a big three-way all in. Chop between Nate
bad.
and Tomer. Or Nate and Lloyd.
Yeah, he had a rap. Whole rap.
Monster.
Then I might have to fold this.
Nigga rap.
Oh yeah, let's go. Have a shot?
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't
I just took one to the good. It's good.
show it. Show it. It's okay. Please flop nobody.
Looks like Mike is going to show the little rundown, 9-high rundown there. 9865 single.
Absolutely.
Pretty much every hand is getting shown down here. And if you don't show your hand, you owe $30 to the drink tab. I think only one or
filmed
two
that
hands
one?
haven't been shown so far.
Yeah, right?
Nice haircut, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Ty said nice haircut.
Shout out to all the legends in the chat. Ty.
What up, Ty?
What's up, Ty?
What's
Another
happening?
legend from this stream here. He's played a handful of occasions.
You went back home already.
Go home. Go home.
No, tie.
Yeah.
Ty ho.
We'll fly you in tonight, Ty.
I think one of my favorite moments from the stream was when Ty came in literally straight from LAX with luggage in
With the
tow.
luggage.
He had the luggage in the seat, and he got stacked like 2 or 3 times instantly. Thankfully, he came back, and I think,
But he went and I heard he played the pit games, the Cal games, and won a time.
yeah,
right?
he's a handful of
Or-
action, is Ty. He plays in the pits, he plays in the table, but yeah, he's a lot of fun to have around. I guess he's back out of town now, but yeah, that was so funny seeing him playing the stream with luggage surrounding him. That was a pretty funny
That's a
funny
real
moment on the
poker
stream.
player.
That's some DGen stuff right there, no doubt. Ty is central casting for that, no doubt.
Gotta love that.
The first 2 games.
Five.
Yeah, but the next day they put the same game in.
Four.
I'll take a sip. Attaboy.
Hands up.
I think that's a good call.
Kung yo-yo.
Thank you, Profion.
Double.
19.
You're wonderful, Hana.
Hi, Sar.
10 back.
I got a pineapple.
Can't wait till you're back again.
Ooh, that's soft. 1942?
Yeah. Okay. Now.
1942? Is that 1942?
Yeah.
Only
one thing you
good.
drink.
Yeah. I should know this.
It doesn't matter.
Check.
Check.
Backdoor clubs come in here in this battle between Nate and Tomer. Let's see what they had here.
Whatever company that make that drink.
Runner club.
Runner flush there. Pretty useful pocket eights on that flop, blocking the 8-9 straight. Definitely would be a good hand to bet with those straight blockers and turning a flush draw and then finding it on the end there. Nice hand there for Tomer.
Drew. Why you like 1942 so much?
Shit hit right. Hit right.
Like,
Yeah.
describe it to me. Like, what's the difference in your opinion?
With the Hennessy, like cognac and stuff.
Yeah, just anything. Like,
Just the buzz ain't right.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling. Like the 42, like it gives you that. It level goes up. Like other like the cognac level just feel like it stays there.
call for food service.
You know what I'm saying? The buzz ain't right. Buzz is trash.
Nobody.
On what?
Buzz is trash on the Hennessy.
I mean, there's a reason why it costs so much.
1942 is like that shit. It's always skyrocket.
It's good.
Yeah.
Just a little sugary, but it's good.
1942 is not that expensive.
I don't like
No,
1942.
it's too. It's a little too sugary.
I
But
hate
The SOP is more expensive. The cognac is more expensive. The Hennessy is
I don't
more
think it's sugar. I think Azul is sugar.
the SO Hennessy.
I
is more
prefer
expensive.
Azul over
I prefer
90.
Azul too.
Yeah, 90.
I hate that. I don't think it's good at all. Good mandalas much better. La familia.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's way more
How much
expensive.
you playing to?
Ah, that's fine.
No way.
5,
La Familia?
5, 6.
A little more.
No, I get it for 20 bucks.
Yeah,
I
you
need to
do.
know how much it is.
36, 40,
42.
41.
41.
How much you have?
6. Plus that.
Okay, boys. 41?
41.
Oh, 41.
Call.
Huge pot brewing here. Lloyd repotting to 4,100. Mikey calls. As Uncle Drew molds his decision here. This is
Yeah,
going to
all
be a
in.
huge pot. He's going to go all in. Action hand here.
Price good.
Wait, Super, get me, clap me up there.
I love how Lloyd just
Almost
laughs
8K.
about everything.
He's a kid of heart. I absolutely love
he's
Lloyd.
like in for like 10, 15K.
He's incredible.
Laughing. That's amazing.
Double
That
suited.
hand.
Double suited.
Ace
He's
queen.
been playing the biggest
Oh,
games in LA for
fuck.
a couple decades, says Lloyd. He's seen it all.
Nobody has a pair.
I need hearts.
Some nice
my
hands
God.
there. Ace 8, 7, 6 double. Ace King Queen 9 double. The Queen. Lot of action here. 3-way all in.
Oh boy.
I got 8-2. Kicker good. Oh, he got a king. I got 2 pair.
Two pair.
My 2 pair's good.
Wow.
Let's go. Hearts, baby. Hearts, baby. 3 for
Somehow
5.
Uncle Drew threads the
3 for
needle on
5.
that first run.
Ace.
Yeah.
You need these pairs. I'm good. 6, 7, 8. No diamond. 6, 7, 8. No diamond.
It's like we're rooting for horses here.
Chop it.
Chop, yeah.
I love
You
it.
have here. Do I scoop you on the side?
There's not that much on the side. I have almost 8K.
I love it when Drew yells out the cards he needs. It's like, come on now. Come on, 8. Come on, 7.
Yeah, like it's actually gonna come out.
How much is for massage?
It's like you're watching the Kentucky Derby. Come on, 6. Come on, 8. Come on, 9.
He needs to yell harder, louder.
Seriously, Uncle Drew. Always a handful.
I'm short, what, $500? I have 75, 20.
Yeah.
I cover, right?
Cover.
Yeah, we cover. So just split that in half.
Oh, Mikey got stacked again.
Looks like it.
You want to change more? I will change you more.
Better days ahead for Mikey. Maybe he can
You don't have to do
turn it around here. Looks like he's plopping down a 5K chocolate, so he's in for a penny, in for a pound as Mikey. Let's see if he can run it up.
Me too.
That's what kind of nice about PLO is when you get stuck in a PLO game, it's frustrating, but you're always calm by the fact that you can get it back. Like in some no limit games, man, when you get buried 2 or 3 binds in some no limit games, you're just like, man, I ain't never gonna have this.
I never had the pair.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Yeah, thankfully the chips are really flying around in this game, and they usually fly around in PLO games, so it's definitely a live by the sword, die by the sword game. You can always get it back in a flash, as Uncle Drew has shown us many times here on this stream. No hole is too deep.
Right, with this crew.
There is always a way out.
Next time. Next hand.
Next hand.
Next hand.
I wasn't until.
What are they doing next hand?
You know, I was reading the chat, so my ears like diminished as I was reading. I was like,
mute,
I was like focusing on. Whenever I'm like reading something, like all my hearing is
Me too, same.
ridiculous.
It's the same thing with me with my vision. If I start reading, just I can't. Then I lose track of
Totally.
the action.
Uncle Drew back at it again here. Calling a raise. Looks like it's 1,200 to see the flop here.
It's still a good game. I don't mean to.
Like action between Tomer and Uncle Drew, at the very least.
But then, yeah.
Just gotta change your mental.
Tomer going to lead this ace 8-5 flush draw flop. Definitely ace high flops are to the advantage of the person who put in the last bet pre-flop, as it looks like Tomer was. Led out here and got called by Drew. Pairing 5 on the turn, which often is an action killer in these 3-4 bet pots in Omaha, given the pocket aces are very likely in play. Let's see if Tomer shows.
Damn.
Did he have the aces? No, he was running. He had that straight. He had the flush draw on the flop.
Just a flush draw.
He was repping the range of an ace hand, which would put in the last bet pre-flop. So repping that ace high board, definitely something you can do in pot limit Omaha as the pre-flop aggressor.
It's dangerous, bro. I had 8 with a club. If I had king high flush draw, I would have called, but I don't. I had 8 high flush.
Yeah, for sure.
Say what?
The second you call, he's gonna actually have something.
Yeah, I'm waiting for. It's fine. That's what I'm waiting for.
My kid's in public school right now.
It's gonna be that way or the other way, right? One or the other, right? I can have pocket ace right there. Then you would have been boom, done. It could have been both ways.
Definitely see some dynamics building here
I'll take
between
that.
Uncle Drew and
I'm ready to
Tomer.
fight. You ready to fight?
Like it's already started with no.
Just the first
Say what?
round of this heavyweight fight between these two for sure.
Yeah, let's go.
A lot is yet to come.
Me and Nate been taking like 8
We've been
shots
drinking
each
all
already.
night, all day, yeah.
Hey, drink. Tomer need a drink. What do you want, Modelo? Give me a Modelo.
I think it's going to get late early here.
Yeah,
I'll
it
do
sounds
The
like
lucky
it.
lady. It's,
I'll do just a single.
spirits are flying, it sounds like.
Sounds like they're getting tequila mandala now.
Heard a lot of talk of 1942. I'm not much of a drinker, so I don't even know. Is that a wine, a whiskey,
Tequila.
a scotch? That's tequila? 1942? Okay.
Yeah, that's Drew's
Drink of choice?
drink of choice. But I think now since they started playing here, they drink tequila mandala.
Oh, okay.
I think they're just trying to support the sponsors.
Sure.
Sven, hey, boss, look, Sven. Not one hand. Hello. Not one hand.
You didn't. You win the 8-10 diamond. That's good. Oh, you win that.
And he's gonna come back. Oh, he's gonna come back.
That's crazy. Right?
36.
All in. You can have it this time, right? 2 times.
Another all in between Uncle
I need a
Drew and
diamond.
Tomer. Let's see what they got here.
Bryce, show him up. Show him. Hold on. 6, 7. You have spade?
Off the nuts there with 7-6. Trying to flush draw for good measure. Can he fade the diamonds?
Chop it. On the, oh, you got a bigger straight.
And then not straight.
No good there for the king high diamond
You're
draw.
just talking about that.
All right, guys. On that
Like you said,
note,
right?
it
You're
is
just talking about it. I have a
5
draw, though. I have
p.m. Join
Yeah.
us back at when the HCL ends. I believe at 10 we are going to be ending this segment and record the rest of the show until 10 p.m. And then we will see you back here after HCL, correct?
Lots of action all day here in LA.
Can't wait.
Just down there.
All right, folks. Thank you so much, chat. We will be back at 10 p.m.